All right, ladies and germs, it's time for the late night boxing talks. Mr. T, the breakfast belt gonna end up email to someone, isn't it? It might, because I haven't been able to get those two guys on here to do their thing. I think that Alexis was very much off put by the manner that Sawab was talking to him, because he was calling him out his name and all of that, which is kind of where I came in. I wanted them to do a civil debate where I would moderate and they could settle their differences intellectually, because that's about the most that you really can do in a setting like this one. This weekend, we're going to see Derek Chisora take on Kubrat Pulev for a second time. This is a subject that I'm going to open up to the panel. I want to see how everybody feels about this fight, whether or not they're going to watch it, who do they think is going to win, yada, 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 among other titillating subjects in the sport of boxing. It looks like July is going to be a slower month in the sport than May and June were. It's not that we don't have a boxing schedule, we do, but there aren't very many titillating fights on it. I think that Garcia versus Fortuna is supposed to happen this month. This week, I think we're supposed to see Mark Magsayo versus Ray Vargas. And I don't get out of bed to watch Ray Vargas, to be honest. George was good. Victor was good. And, apparently they made him the WBC mandatory. I believe that's a mandatory fight that he has to have. I'm not sure who Ray Vargas beat in order to become the mandatory at that weight, but it's the WBC. Why ask why? Not really excited about that fight, to be honest. It's supposed to be a prelude to a potential Mark Magsayo versus Leo Santa Cruz unification match. Though if it's a prelude to that, where does that leave Lee Wood? Because supposedly the WBA ordered a fight between Lee Wood and Leo Santa Cruz, and that was weeks and months ago. That was a while ago that they ordered that fight. I asked Gilberto Mendoza about it on Twitter. He said that there was some kind of holdup over the split, and that was weeks ago. That was at least 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 weeks ago. That was a while ago. So I get the sense that they haven't made any progress when it comes to a Lee Wood versus Leo Santa Cruz fight. So maybe what we end up with is Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington. Easier fight to make. Zolani Tete, he knocked out Cunningham this past weekend. I think that's flying a little low under the radar. I guess that puts him back in the mix of everything. Yo, what's good? Scott Brown was good. Victor Jimenez was good. And yeah, man, that's where it's at. Like, I figured that the WBA is not going to put the squeeze on Leo Santa Cruz to fight Lee Wood, because look at how much leeway they've already given him. This whole time, he's been allowed to hold on to a featherweight title, having not fought as a featherweight in like 3 years, maybe 3.5. And you don't really see anybody else get that kind of leeway. But for whatever reason, he's got like the gold card, like the golden ticket with the WBA, to where he gets to hold the title at that weight while he fights upstairs at 130. His last fight wasn't even a featherweight contest, but they still let him hold on to the belt. Santa Cruz should have been he should have been stripped a long time ago, honestly, because he is the catalyst that makes featherweight such a ho-hum division. A lot of it really is Leo Santa Cruz when you think about it, that at the center of that division, drying out and being boring, is Leo Santa Cruz. How? You wouldn't fight Gary Russell, your stablemate. You're not going to fight any of the other champions that are with other promotional outfits. If you wouldn't fight a champion that's in association with yours, you're surely not going to fight them. He is now the longest reigning champion in that division, and he's the guy who spent the most time away from that division at the same time. He went as far as winning a vacant title at 130 pounds, found time to win a belt upstairs, get knocked out by Gervonta Davis, come back and get back in the winner's bracket, and you still haven't fought as a featherweight. And the idea is, you can see what the idea is. He said it himself. His plan is to fight the winner of this weekend's fight, really Mark Magsayo. That's his plan. And it's like, well, how is that the plan when you have Lee Wood sitting there with the WBA Reggie? I thought y'all was ordering fights to eliminate the secondary titles and eliminate the baby belts, but you still see that there's 1 or 2 guys that are being given exception. One is Leo Santa Cruz. The other is Gervonta Davis. Because where's the order for him to fight Davis-Haney? If Gervonta, like I seen a live last night with Bill Haney. It was Monty. I think his name is Monty. And he had Bill Haney on. And, you know, what Bill Haney was talking about was, Davis-Haney is being avoided by Gervonta Davis. And I have to agree because, look, if Gervonta wanted the goddamn fight, he'd pursue the goddamn fight. It really is that simple. And the Monty guy, it just sounded like he was making excuses for Gervonta. Like, bro, do you want to see those two guys fight or not? Because you keep rationalizing why Gervonta should go in another direction when that's his whole career. He went in every other direction except Tevin Farmer. He went in every other direction but Vasyl Lomachenko. He never tried and never wanted to win those belts from Teofimo Lopez. He even said on camera that he didn't care about George's belts. So it seems to me that not only does Gervonta Davis not want that fight, his fans don't want that fight. He can get it if he wants it. He has more marquee value than Davis-Haney. He has what he needs to push the WBA. Like, yo, I want to fight Davis-Haney. I'm the WBA regular champion. Make me his mandatory. But he's not going to try, and people are going to give him a pass for it and still pretend that he's really one of the best guys in the world for beating the Rolly Romeros and Isaac Cruzes of the world. Shout out to George. George says, depending on who says it, depending on how you say it now, happy 4th. Man, the 4th of July ain't nothing but a thing, bro. I like Halloween more than I like the 4th of July, to be real with you. I like that holiday more. Maybe that's just me, but I like that holiday more. But it's silly the way that they keep year after year, and this has been going on since 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. We're in 2022. This has been going on roughly for 5 years, that they have to rationalize and scramble and explain away why Gervonta never fights who people want him to fight. He's the one fighter that's like he never fights who you want him to fight, ever. You know, other fights are being built up. Other young fighters are taking chances. Him and Ryan Garcia are made for each other. They really are. They're made for each other because they're both doing the same thing. The only real difference is Gervonta has held a world title before, whereas Ryan Garcia never has. He probably never will, because who you going to fight for one? Who are you going to fight? Davis-Haney? No. You going to go up to 140 and fight one of those? No, you're not going to do that. So it's like they're made for each other. Gervonta blatantly fighting yeah, like who wants to see Michelle Rivera? You know, who wants to see that? I don't want to see that. Like, it's not that Michelle Rivera is a bad fighter. It's that you're overdue to give the fight fans something that they want. And I swear to God, his fans are sick. Like, they're sick in the head to where they want me to look at a Rolly Romero as being a good fight, or an Isaac Cruz as being a good. Those are not good fights. Nobody asked for that shit. Nobody wanted that shit. You know what I mean? If you're not gonna fight the Lopez's, the Davis-Haneys, just these kinds of fighters, then why does your promoter get so upset when you're not on a pound for pound list? That's why you're not on there. You don't fight nobody, bro. I can't say that enough. Year after year, day after day, you don't fight nobody, bro. You never fight who people want you to fight. Where Teofimo Lopez made good on his word that he'd fight Vasyl Lomachenko and he would beat Vasyl Lomachenko, who you out here fighting? Dude that ride the short bus to school with a lisp. It's like, are you serious? And you want me to believe that these are good fighters because he wins in good fashion when he wins in good fashion, because these are not good fighters. They want they just want to rub baby oil on his back. They a bunch of weirdos, man. Like, it's a lot of weird stuff in the world, not just boxing right now. It's just a lot of weird stuff in the world. In any event, he not gonna fight nobody. Everything involving Gervonta Davis, including this thumbnail right here, is as good as a fantasy fight, because it's a fantasy for him to fight anybody like a Shakur Stevenson. That's a fantasy. In all likelihood, he probably never fights that guy. Probably never. You remember, Floyd said in 2017 that, Vasyl Lomachenko's old, we don't got to fight him now. And what did I say in 2017? He ain't never going to fight that man. Vasyl Lomachenko been done lost because you not never going to fight him. You're not never going to fight him. When Lopez took the belts from Loma, I said, Davis ain't going to fight him neither. I don't know why y'all even having them conversations. You got graphic designers making posters of these fights. Go to Instagram, put in Davis versus Lopez, put in Davis versus Haney, put in all these different hashtags, put them in, and you'll see that the graphics guys, they get to working on these fights that the fans talk about. And I'm like, I don't know why y'all do that. They not never gonna fight, fam. I made this because it was easy, just because I wanted to show them in the bubble wrap. I made this one, that was easy, because I already got the stickers. But everything with Gervonta is a fantasy fight, fam. Davis versus Lopez was a fantasy. Davis versus Haney is a fantasy. Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is a fantasy. Like, bro, that shit ain't never gonna happen. What's goody, Wayne? What's goody, X, Leighton, Evelyn, LT, Mountain Football? All that shit is fantasy fights, bro. He not gonna fight none of these people. He gonna be 30 years old, having never fought Tevin Farmer, Vasil Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. He not gonna fight none of these people. Somehow Tank versus, exactly, Marco. He not, like, I don't even know how Tank versus Garcia is a conversation, because Garcia's on his own. He's not going to go to Showtime. Oscar didn't want to send Munguia to Showtime. He's going to send fucking, Oscar didn't want to send Munguia there. He's going to send Ryan Garcia there, who's even more fragile. No. And Tank ain't going to go to the zone. I told y'all months ago that all that stuff about Gervonta Davis leaving Mayweather, yo, that's bullshit. He not going nowhere. He going to stay right there. If that shit is anything, that's just them trying to sell you a bum-ass fight that you didn't want, with the drama that, oh, this might be his last fight with Mayweather. He going to leave. No, he not going to leave shit. And go to them videos. They still up. They ain't that far behind. They ain't buried. I said, he not going nowhere. He going to stay right there. After the fight, they're going to make nice, and it's going to be what it always was. Tank is he's an undefeated hype job. Fuck is you talking about, three-weight world champion? Reggie belts don't count. They never counted. He ain't no three-weight world champion. He a hype job. He a butterball. He's a protected fighter. He is the poster child for hype jobs and protected fighters, because I have seldom seen a fighter as protected as Gervonta Davis. He is boxing's butterball. The only saving grace with Gervonta is that because he don't have a real belt, it's not like he fucking up any fights. He really ain't, because he don't have a real belt. You got the fake. You got the store brand belt. You don't got the real shit. So there's that. You know what I mean? Shout out to Marco. Marco says Oscar jumped out and told Tank not to leave Floyd. TMT and Golden Boy working together to sell a future fight. And to that I say, Oscar's not in his right mind. I did see that he said that, but Oscar not in his right mind, man. That dude sniffing a lot of cocaine, and he's stressed out. He don't got Canelo as a bargaining chip for the zone anymore, so he's stressed out. His stable is thinning out. I already know one of his fighters about to leave, but I ain't gonna say who. I talked to somebody on the inside. One of his fighters about to get the fuck out of Dodge. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if they dig up Andre Berto for Gervonta to fight for a WBA Reggie belt. They be saying or Keith Thurman. I heard that there were legitimate conversations behind closed doors for a Keith Thurman versus Gervonta Davis fight. And Keith Thurman, he don't have no shame. He'll take that fight. He don't have no shame. You just fought Mario Barrios, so I know you don't have no shame on pay-per-view. Imagine if Duran or De La Hoya chose to fight people he knew he could not beat and coasted to retirement. Tank is a disgrace to the sport. Yeah, I can't say enough bad things about Gervonta Davis. I come up with new bad things to say every day. Like he is literally everything you complain about and everything that is wrong with boxing. So whenever I come across somebody that's goofy enough to tell me about this guy, I'm like, yo, I don't know what you watching, fam. What, Rolly's a good boxer? He's a good boxer. Who he beat? He got a gift against Marinez, right? Nobody talks about it anymore because Marinez didn't go on to do anything. Why? Richard Comey beat the holy shit out of Marinez. And Marinez, we all know he really beat Rolly. These is the kind of fighters that they got, man. These is the guys that they matching Gervonta against. Keith should be yeah, I mean, I can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough that by all rights, the role of a Keith Thurman in an ideal boxing world is a gatekeeper because that's what you are. You're not beating, if it was Thurman versus Spence, I would still favor Spence to win the fight. If it's Thurman versus Crawford, I'd favor Crawford to knock him out. He's really a gatekeeper, and that's really what a lot of those guys have been this whole time. Those guys are gatekeepers. Keith Thurman is a gatekeeper. That's the fireworks in the background, by the way, in case y'all don't know what that is. But yeah, Keith Thurman is a gatekeeper, man. All them cats, they like to hype up as gatekeepers. Danny Garcia been a gatekeeper. Keith Thurman is a gatekeeper. They act like these is really A-level guys. Bruh, these guys is not in a conversation with the Felix Trinidads and Oscar De La Hoyas of the sport. They not those kind of welterweights. Yeah, they shooting out here, yo. It's getting crazy, Carl, but they go a while out here. This is what will happen to you if you chase money over legacy. Tank could have been the next Floyd, moving up in weight and beating the best, but no, he's fighting for Burger King belts. And there's actually people that want me and you to believe that he's that dude. For beating who, fam? Beating who? Rolly? Isaac? Gamboa? Fonseca? Who he beat? Last credible win was Jose Pedraza about 5 years ago, and I maintain my original position. Now we see that things are getting nasty between the Mayer people and the Baumgartner people. For those that don't know, today is Michaela Mayer's birthday, right? And Alicia Baumgartner, being funny, she said happy 40th birthday. Michaela didn't like that shit. Michaela didn't like that shit. So Rick Ramos, you see the screenshot, right? She said happy 40th, can't wait to fight. Because they building up the fight. Rick laughed at the shit, and Michaela got mad. Michaela said, your fight at 37, bitch. No skill. She mad than a motherfucker, man. They got her mad as shit on her birthday. I can't wait for that fight either way. That's gonna be a good ass fight. Just off of the back and forth and the beef and shit. I don't know why she came at Rick like that though. Rick really, like, I know Rick talk a lot of shit, but that be in reference to fights that he building up. Other than that, you know what I mean? Like, she came at Rick crazy, B. She called him a bitch, and I'm like, yo, she's wild, fam. She pressed like that shit. Calling her 40, fucking Alicia hit a nerve or some shit, because she really got mad off that shit. Ooh. I can't wait for that shit, man. I can't wait for that shit. That press conference is going to be something. And the best part is that the beef between Alicia and Michaela is a real beef, and so is the beef between Savannah and Clarissa. That's a real beef too. Like, they gonna go at it. They gonna say they shit. So it's a good card all around. There's a lot of speculation that it might be a pay-per-view in the UK. I really don't think it should be. I don't think that should be a pay-per-view per se, because you need homegrown talent to sell a pay-per-view over there. And I know that Savannah's from over there, but I don't know that you can sell pay-per-views like that. So I'm hoping that they make it a regular Sky Sports fight. I know that here in America, in all likelihood, we're going to see it on ESPN. It won't be a pay-per-view for us. But I really don't think it should be a pay-per-view for them either. I don't think so. It's crazy that Mayer versus Alicia is the undercard and Clarissa versus Savannah, it can be its own main event. I agree with that. It's a double-edged sword because on one end, the virtue of it The good thing is that you didn't have to wait a million years for this fight. That's the good thing, that unlike a lot of other fights in boxing, you didn't have to wait for that one. So that's a good thing. But the bad thing, or at least one of the bad parts, is that it could have been bigger. It is a good enough fight that you could have did that as a main event if you give it a little bit of promotion. What really fucked everything up is Hyun Mi Choi, to be honest. That's really what fucked everything up. Michaela said she went to her for a fight. Choi didn't want to do it. Alicia went to her for a fight. Choi didn't want to do it. So that kind of accelerated things to where, okay, well, if none of y'all could get that other belt, you know what I mean? Who y'all gonna fight? What I kind of thought they was gonna do was if Alicia can't get Choi, which she was not able to get Choi, she wasn't able to get her. I thought that they would feed her like common opponents from Katie Taylor or common opponents from Terry Harper. Like maybe we get Alicia Baumgartner versus Katarina Tanders. I thought they was going to do something like that to where they keep her busy and they get her fights with good fighters. But I didn't think they was going to go all in like that. Like I really wasn't expecting that we would get this fight this fast. If anything, I thought it would be towards the end of the year or next year at the beginning. I didn't think it was going to be that fast. So on one end, yes, it's a good fight. It could have been a main event. On the other end, at least we ain't got to wait a million years, because look at how long we've been waiting for Spence versus Crawford. We've been waiting for that shit for 5 years. We don't need more of that in boxing. If you want to talk about what hurts the sport, it's shit like that hurts the sport. And the promoters, the network executives, they don't want to hear it, but they want your money at the same time. Well, then you need to listen. If you want people to pay for it, you need to listen, because the shit you're doing is killing the sport. Period. It's killing it. But Sky will make you... Bro, that shit wasn't pay-per-view worthy neither, bro, to be honest with you. Eubank is not a pay-per-view worthy fighter to me. Like, he's not. Like, nah, fam. And for the bullshit you did in that fight, that you dropped the guy 2-3 times and then you just gonna pussyfoot and play around the last couple of... Bro, people don't want to see that shit, bro. Like, I don't know. You must have just thought that was the flyest shit ever that you was doing. But you look like a damn fool when you drop the dude 3 rounds and 3 times and you don't close the show. Like, it's just like, yo, why are you playing with your food, fam? Like, you can't do that with them top shelf guys. Like, I don't know why you doing that, but it is what it is. Some people go for it, some people don't. He really think he that dude. Like, I don't know who told him that shit, but it is what it is. Wayne, I need a tip, bro. Put on some weight. Oh, I dig it. That shit was silly, fam. Like, if you know that you can hurt the guy and you want to make a statement, remember, Demetrius Andrade fought that same Liam Williams. He went the distance with him. So if Chris Eubank wanted to make a statement, stop this guy where Demetrius could not. Make it look easy. That'll send the whole division a statement. Now, what do? You play with the guy. You just, I'm going to play with him. I'm not going to knock him out. All right, bro, all right. That was the stupidest shit, because that really would have been a statement if he would have knocked him out. That would, like, yo, where Demetrius had to go through the gears with this guy, and he was getting tired and he was getting touched, I stopped his ass easy. That would have been a statement. Nah, you, like, to me, he's a fumble master. Give me a second. And yeah, man. Eubank also looks like a Ninja Turtle, him and his dad. Shit is crazy, yo. It's too much silly shit. It's a lot of silliness in the sport. Now I'm gonna open up the chat to the panel, talk about this fight right here that's going down this weekend. Let me get the link right here and get it popping. Close the door. All right. We got Kubrat Pulev versus Derek Chisora 2. We know that this is a byproduct of whatchamacallit rejecting the fight, Adam Kovnowski. I feel like Adam shot himself in the foot in the sense that you probably could have made more money fighting Derek, than you bought to make fighting Ali Demirezin. But they keep those guys on a short leash. I don't even know that if that's a decision that is his to make when it comes to who he gonna fight. I don't know if that's a decision that he can make, because it's kind of obvious. Eddie Hearn said they offered Adam 7 figures to do the fight with 7 figures to do the fight with Derek, and he chooses to fight Ali Demirezin. So the question is, are you gonna get 7 figures to fight Ali Demirezin? I don't think so. All right, gentlemen. I'm gonna start with Chris. Chris, what do you think about this fight?
Man, Chisora and Pulev are just trying to get one last payday. At the end of the day, Pulev had an underwhelming career. He should have actually beaten Vladimir Klitschko, in my opinion. I think he was up on scorecards, but he got caught. I understand, but I think he could have won that fight if he would have fought smarter. He was never going to beat Anthony Joshua, in my opinion. That's why he stalled out the fight. Jared Chisora, value for money, very entertaining, but always been a step under, world level. So this is not a bad fight. This is a crossroad fight. Let's see if Pulev can win this fight, which I think he will. Again, let's see if he can make one more shot of it, because now the heavyweight landscape's completely different. If he fights Alexander Usyk stops him, in my opinion. I still think if he fights AJ, he gets stopped. I don't see him beating any of the top or new heavyweights. You know who I think should fight him? Jared Anderson. After this,
I'm gonna say this. Pulev is in a weird place. Before I pass it to Sawab, Pulev is in a weird place because it's just like you said, though. It's not a lot of guys out there at the top that he gonna beat. Like obviously he ain't gonna beat fucking Fury. You already got knocked out by Joshua. If you fight Usyk, at minimum he'll outpoint you. But he has enough experience that the guys on the come up, he might beat one of them. He might be a hot potato. Think about it this way: Pulev versus Daniel Dubois. Do you know that he could beat that Dubois could beat a guy like this?
I think Pulev isn't Joe Joyce, and I don't think Joe. But let's really look at it like this:
Pulev don't get hit as much as Joe Joyce.
That's a fact. He did get lit up by Christian Hamer, but I do understand this though. Pulev's style is different from Joe Joyce, and I think him being circumspect actually plays into Daniel Dubois' hands, because I think Daniel Dubois is offensive enough to land something on Pulev. And let's keep it a buck. Pulev is still elite level skills wise, though.
That's what I'm talking about. That he's in a weird place based on how the landscape is now, right? He's in a place where that the top guys will beat him. Yeah, the top guys, but it's a disparity now between the top guys and the guys that's coming up. In other words, I would look at Pulev versus Dubois, for example. Risky fight. Leo, we got this fight coming up this weekend. Pulev versus Chisora. What do you think about the fight? Who do you like to win the fight?
I will really like to Chisora to win this fight, but I think Pulev got this. I don't think he's going to stop Chisora, because Pulev is not that kind of guy. Chisora is still dangerous even when he's hurt. I don't think Pulev is going to take the chance. But in this stage of his career, no. But I think Pulev is going to win.
Pulev is coming off a win. Pulev's actually been keeping busy. He did the pizza slice thing. I think that was Frank Mir. Was it Frank Mir that he knocked out in the pizza?
It was Frank Mir. Yeah. He almost killed that dude. That was crazy.
He almost killed that dude, bro. And that was just with a regular old shot. Didn't look like it was a lot on it, but he damn near killed that dude, right? He fights.
But you got to remember, he had the small gloves, though.
That shit is proven that it don't add nothing to the shot. That shit is proven. I think they measured it a pounds per square inch, whether you're wearing a boxing glove or an MMA glove, and the disparity is nominal, bro. It's not like, yeah, I'm gonna hit harder because I'm wearing an MMA glove. No, you gonna hit the same, fam. You gonna hit the same.
Think about it like this, Jules. You got to remember, in MMA, these guys aren't proper strikers like a boxer. Like for example, Kubrat Pulev has been throwing punches for the majority of his career. So at the end of the day, them MMA dudes, sure, do they hit hard? Some of them got power. Don't get it misconstrued. But a boxer throwing a proper shot like that, like for example, imagine Deontay Wilder, as unskilled as he is, throwing a proper 1-2 at Frank Mir.
He's still,
Frank
he's
Mir,
still a better striker than Frank Mir. Let me go back to Leo. Leo, do you like this fight? Do you like this rematch?
I'm not, okay. I am not excited about this rematch, but I think it makes sense. It makes sense for both of them because Chisora. I like Chisora really, but uh, it's it's difficult for me see a guy that gets the end of the stick so many times,
He did. He did.
and now it has to. I think Pulev is let's say is a better fight for him than the Parker fight because Parker was younger. Uh, is it took less damage, so this is a close to a 50-50 fight. But I think Pulev got this because Pulev is more technically more sound than Chisora.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's a fight that makes sense for them and the audience in the UK.
Okay. Let me go to Sawab. Sawab, do you
Yo,
like this
family.
fight? Do you like this fight? And who do you think is going to win this fight?
Bro, I love this fight. It's
Mm.
how can I say it? Because I love my cars. It's not a Lamborghini, but it's not one of them dirt cars you just drive around, get into a park and just do drifts and make it mad dirty and have fun. That's the fight for me. It's just exciting. I know it's gonna be war. I just love Derek Chisora. I'm a big fan of Derek Chisora. Maybe because I'm in the UK, bro.
Mm.
Whenever he has a fight, it just makes it exciting.
Mm.
So I like the fight, but I don't think Chisora is gonna win. Pulev is very underrated, to be honest. He's only been beaten twice
Mm-hmm.
by
by the
Vladimir
best.
Klitschko and Anthony
Exactly. And
Joshua.
look, he beat that junior far, I think wherever that guy is, and what look at
Jerry Forrest. Jerry
Joe
Forrest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jerry For yeah, Jerry Forrest, sorry. Fucking Jerry Forrest he beat him and what did that New
And this
Zealander.
is when Jerry Forrest, he looked like he'd been on the come up since the Carlos Takam fight. There was a Carlos
Yeah.
Takam versus Jerry Forrest fight on the Top Rank show about 2 years ago, and Jerry didn't look bad even though he lost. He fought fucking Michael Hunter, and it's either Jerry got better or Michael got worse or a little bit of both. But Michael looked like doodle in that fight.
He didn't win that fight.
That same Jerry Forrest goes in there with Pulev, and Pulev for as part of a thriller show, and Pulev just plays with him. He just beats the shit out of him, outclasses him. So yeah, Pulev, like it or not, he's an elite guy.
Of course he is, bro. He beats Daniel Dubois at this stage, 100%. He beats him. I don't know about Joe Joyce. He or like I said, Pulev doesn't like. I don't know about the power, but Joyce can eat some punches. But I'm not sure about Dubois. And we know Pulev has one hell of a jab. He has one hell of a fucking jab. He doesn't
That's what
even
he
need the
has.
right
That's his
hand.
money punches, the jab. Let me go to Frank. Frank, new panelist. Frank, do you like this fight? And who do you have winning this fight?
Hey, my bad. Ring IQ. I just like your channel. I don't really don't know much about this fight. I'm gonna be
Mm.
honest, just clean ignorance. I just like your
I dig
channel,
it.
man. I like the little tidbits you do.
Appreciate it. Well, yeah, we got this fight, and I like the panelists. I feel Pulev's going to win it. I don't imagine a lot is going to change because Pulev is on the up and up. Derek is not. Derek coming off of 3 back-to-back L's. That's where he coming from the loss to Usyk, the 2 back-to-back losses to Parker, even though one of them should be a win. But look, it's a loss on paper.
Mm.
I don't like his chances in this fight. Pulev beat him years ago, and I think that he's preserved enough that he could beat him again.
Where
And
does
Pulev beat a
go
younger
next
version
after?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where does Pulev go next after he beats Chisora? And where does Chisora go? What, Chisora should just retire, or
I mean,
is he going to be a gatekeeper?
I felt being real with you. just based on how he looked, I felt he should have retired after the last fight with Parker. He's getting the shit
100%.
beat out of him in that fight.
Yeah.
He should retire after the Dillian White knockout, bro. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Once you get hit like that, you can think about it. Only two people ever sparked out Derek Chisora the way that happened. David Hay, and David Hay hit him with accumulation. Then Dillian White just hit him with one shot and had him sleeping. Like, bro,
That was a prime David Hay too. That was a prime
That-
David Hay.
I know that's a prime David Hay. I understand that, but like, yo, at this point, we know this guy is a very volatile Capricorn, and I like one thing about him. I fear for guys like that who are that volatile. Like at the end of his career, like when he retires, let's hope Derek Chisora's not getting to any domestic altercations or physical altercations with other people on the streets, because that guy's a weapon. Let's really keep it a buck. Like I don't want to see him hurt some people.
Look, if Julius Francis could still knock motherfuckers out in the street, I'm sure that Del Boy could still knock out motherfuckers. Like the street shit, Derek is good in the street, fam. Like ain't nobody.
I know that. I'm just saying
Julius,
this, bro.
remember what he
Somebody's
said.
not going to shoot the fair one with Derek Chisora. Let's keep it a
Bro,
buck. They'll knife him
but-
down. Like I'm just saying.
Did you hear what Chisora said? Chisora goes, he was asked about the Anthony Joshua situation. He goes, if I was there, I would have beat the fuck out of them and I would have stole their shit.
But like things, like for example, like yo, see that, because at the end of the day, Derek is a very volatile individual. So let's keep it a buck. Like I worry about a guy who's had a very tough career, who's taken some very hard shots, and is known to have some legal issues to him. And at the end of the day, like Julius Francis seems like he has a temperament that is not going to get him in serious trouble.
You can't say that when he out here knocking motherfuckers out at the job, fam.
Come on, bro. You know why that dude did what he did.
I know, but I'm saying that he didn't. I'm just saying that because he let it go like a knee-jerk reaction, that shows you that he has a temperament, because he knocked the motherfucker smooth. Like that was he shot
smooth out. Smooth out, bro. Smooth out, knock spark out, bro.
Let me go to Jose. Jose, we got this fight this weekend, this rematch. Pulev beat him before. Does he beat him again?
I mean, I don't think so though. Like Pulev's been
really.
Yeah, I mean, to me it's a 50-50 fight, man. Like, because remember, like Pulev's been into a lot of wars after that fight, man. Like, he's more technically sound, but Chisora always bring it, man. And kudos to Chisora, he haven't been knocked out in a while.
That's true. I mean, tú sabes lo que es también. Pulev tiene un estilo que es bueno para un viejito.
Tú sabes también, perdón, tú sabes lo que pasa también, que Chisora is like the Sean Porter of the heavyweights, tú sabes, como slappy.
Sí, pero ese estilo que él tiene, eso es para un hombre que es joven. Ese estilo que Derek tiene, that's not a young man's style. In other words, the older you get, the more debilitating that style is. Lucky for him that he was in there with Joseph Parker that let him walk to the corner and put himself in the corner. Somebody else would have knocked Derek the fuck out, man. They would have knocked him out.
Hey, Ring IQ. Can I say something?
Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, I just watched the highlights, man. Chisora don't have a chance, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's like, what Derek brings, and he gonna fight like he don't have nothing to lose, which it always makes him dangerous because he fights that way. Like he fight like he don't have nothing to lose.
But the way I
know him, he beat him before.
But how I take rematches, I look at what's a recent rematch? Roy Jones, Antonio Tarver. Like can Chisora do that? And he can't.
Let me say this. Wait a minute. Nobody say nothing. My man, Alexis Rumbero, el rumbo, llegó el hombre de la hora.
Oh, yeah.
Espera un momento, okay.
Talking about recent rematches,
Wait. Espera un momento, gente. Okay, I want ground rules because I don't want name calling. Wait, I'm telling you right now, ground rules. I do not go for name calling and childishness. If y'all want to do this thing and y'all want to do it right, No childishness, bro. Ain't gonna be no bitches, fucks, cucks. If you got something you want to debate like adults, because motherfuckers is pushing 40 over here, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll be respectful. Bro, where you been hiding? Where you been hiding, Alexis?
Llegó la hora, recoñazo, coño.
Listen.
Yeah, Chisora don't have
Where you been hiding?
You have to like beat the guy.
Wait. All right, now let's let Alexis talk. Alexis,
listen to me carefully. You understand? Nobody's been hiding from anyone. Point is that this piece of shit kept following me.
There you go, you cuck.
All right, one at a time. One at a time. Let him get it off his chest.
Let me tell you something, Julius. You know me for many years. I've never disrespected anybody on these fucking boxing pages for no reason. You know why? Because it's very easy to talk a lot of shit on a keyboard. Understand? And I don't come from that school. I don't come from that school at all. So I measure my words, and if I don't like what somebody's saying, brother, the easiest thing to do in the world is to scroll forward. Easiest thing to do in the world. I don't follow anyone around. You know, when I see
let me set the table.
Listen, I'm talking. You invited me to this show, I'm gonna talk. You understand? So when I see somebody completely following me around, I ignore the motherfucker. The nigga
following you around, bro. It doesn't come to your house.
Bro, one at a time, Sawab. You asked for this, Sawab. Let him talk, and I'm gonna let you go.
Call yourself a cuck. You're the cat. You said cucks boxing. Is your boxing. You're the fucking cuck.
No, that's for boxers like you, fans like you that I call out. The hypocrites like you, I call out.
I don't know what problem. I'm sorry you went through what you went through as a child. You walked in on your father's watching your mother get banged by somebody that looked like me.
Easy now. See, Julius, you want me to take it that you said to be respectful.
I gotta take control. I gotta take control. I gotta take control. All right, no. I gotta take control because it's already getting challenged.
You won't shut the fuck up. You won't shut the fuck up.
He can be like that, guys.
Listen to me carefully. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. You understand? Never did.
Bro, your hypocrisy is a fucked up shit. That's the problem. You're a hypocrite.
Okay, I gotta take control, or I gotta start muting mics.
Julius,
I gotta take control, or I gotta start muting mics.
The thing about you, Julius, es que mi pana, tú sabes, when you know somebody's cool with you, somebody will step to me and tell me some shit about you.
Manín, no me ponga la vaina a mí porque ese tipo te
Why you getting him involved?
No me ponga a mí en esta vaina. No me ponga a mí en esta vaina que yo no le dije a este tipo que te hable así.
I'm hearing this and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck
Yo dije, espérese un momento. Yo dije wait. Yo dije specifically, if you want to debate like adults, I got you. Pero toda esa vaina de name calling y todo eso, yo no hago eso,
listen.
Eso tú lo sabes.
You put the rules up. No swearing, no cuff, none of this. But he comes in being a bitch like this. So
mira, eso no comenzó. Y lo que yo te estoy diciendo a ti, espérese un momento. Lo que yo te estoy diciendo a ti, eso no comenzó aquí.
I have no
bro, you're in your feelings, you fucking bitch. You're in your feelings.
All right, so I'm about to mute the both of y'all because it's clear y'all not going to do this. Y'all not going to do this like adults. Y'all going to call each other names and shit. And I already said, wait a minute. I'm going to mute mics. Here we go. If y'all going to do some fake internet beef shit, then go back to Twitter and do that. All right. Simple. If I bring you on here, it's so y'all can have a civilized discussion. If you cannot do that, then take the shit back to Twitter where it started. Simple.
When it came to the rules, I did not say anything. I just said yes. Finally, he's here. He found his balls and he came. That's all I said. And like I said, I did not swear at you.
All right,
There you go.
all right, one at a time.
There you go.
I'm gonna
See?
take control
He's
of
in
the
his
shit.
feelings.
Listen,
little
I'm gonna
bitch
take
is in his
control of the
feelings.
shit. I'm gonna take control of the shit. All right, Sawab, make it simple, make it simple, make it make sense. What is your issue with Alexis?
Bro, first of all, if you want to have a debate, we need to make it. You need to stop fucking shouting like a little bitch. Take it easy. I'm gonna say my points if you really want it. If you don't want it, you can leave, bro. That's it, simple. You blocked me, simple as. You know, whatever it is, you got scared, or you didn't want. I think you didn't want to be bothered, or the question hurt you that I put towards you. Why? I don't like the hypocrisy. You tell me? What's the difference between the LDBC, the PBC cucks, and you, the ESPN cuck? What's the difference?
You know, it's funny that you should say that because the only cuck here is you stupid motherfucking piece of shit. But I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna explain it to you. Julius, the genesis of me backing Top Rank started how long ago?
Since as long as I've known Alexis, he's back.
How long is that? And how long is
that's got to be at least, by my count, maybe 5 years. 5 good years that I was in those.
But what does that prove, though? What does that prove? Oh, I've been sucking Bob Brown's dick for 5 years.
Y'all got one. I'm telling you, I will dead the shit if y'all keep doing this little kid shit. Let the dude talk. Let the dude talk. Then I'm gonna give you your turn, Sawab. Go ahead, Alexis.
The genesis of this. The simple fact was that on Ring IQ and IOTBA boxing, at just about when PPC was coming out, I noticed that that everybody there's a whole lot of racial stuff going on.
Okay.
Right? The Triple G, everybody was against. You know what? I'm exaggerating. People was just Triple G and they would come up with stupid things of how he doesn't have value and this and that and the other. And then the PBC was coming up. And I said to myself that the PBC was getting their money from a chest bank, from a war chest, and the Salt, Waddell, and Reed money. And I said that what they were doing at that point, this is about 8 years ago, was not going to be sustainable. Then I noticed that these same people that were supporting the PBC were always having something negative to say about basically anybody that wasn't of a certain race.
Okay.
And especially getting on Bob Brown for every freaking thing that the Top Rank couldn't do any wrong. I mean, right? So then I devised that it's okay to be a fan for whatever reason. That it's okay for being a fan for whatever reason. I should call myself the filthy casual.
I remember that. That was years ago. I remember that.
That people were going after casual fans.
Hold on, Alexis. Let me stop you for a second. If you could,
bro,
Alexis,
are you just gonna rant about your bullshit, bro? Answer the question.
Fam. All right, one thing, Alexis, fix your mic because it's real crunchy.
Hey, I can't fix nothing, brother. It's gonna be what it is.
Okay, then at least all right. Then at least talk into it. At least get closer to the mic if you can.
All right. So that at that point, and I said to myself, you know, that the definition, the reason that this sport is dying is because the casual fan keeps getting killed, and they're not allowed to.
Julius, how long is he gonna go on for talking rubbish?
Let him make his point. Then it's your turn.
I said to myself, looking at the product that Top Rank was giving, and I said, "Yo, man, these people are in the wrong. In the wrong as far as a Pacquiao. It started with the Pacquiao and Mayweather thing. It morphed into the Crawford and that they were making fights with anybody, but everybody kept blaming fucking Bob Brown for every fucking thing." And I grew up with
Alexis. So let me try to condense it a little bit. So basically, what you're saying, Alexis, let me condense it because this is going on a little long. You're saying that basically the reason that you became partial to Top Rank as a promotional outfit is because you saw as a product. Because of the quality of the product, but also because you're saying
the hypocrisy doesn't exist because I've never put anybody down for being partial to anything.
Okay, now let me go over. All right, now hold on. Now I gotta let some. Right now I gotta go over to Sawab. Sawab, your issue with him is what?
Bro, you need to tell him to mute his mic because I can't hear jack shit, bro. Thank you. Right. Can you guys hear me properly? I hope my mic is better than his. Probably because I'm not being paid by Top Rank. Right. So my problem. Can you hear me, Jules? Hello. Yo.
I can hear you. I muted my mic because it's fireworks. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Right. So my main problem with Alexis, I don't know him like that, but obviously since he's been on your live a couple of times, he's been heavy ESPN. I got no issue with that. I don't know him personally. That's fine. But the problem is the hate. Sometimes the way he speaks about Eddie Hearn, the disrespects that he gives him, you know what I mean, and just sucks up to Bob Arum. Fair enough. I don't care if you've been sucking Bob Arum's dick for 5 years or 6 years. But the point is, he is blocking fights. He's been blocking fights from the beginning. When it came to Loma versus Haney, he blocked that fight by a petitioning for the franchise belt. Secondly, now he's blocking another undisputed fight, which is Beterbiev versus Bivol. Why is Bivol boring? How is Beterbiev the A-side? He's 37. Where the fuck is he gonna go after this? Make that make sense to me. Bivol has choices. He can go fight Canelo. He can come to the UK. He can fight Buatsi. He got options, bro. People are lining up to fight him because he beat Canelo, the pound for pound #1, and people recognize Bivol. So how is that fight gonna be? And secondly, why does it have to be on DAZN? I mean, on ESPN? Who gives a fuck? I support Eddie Hearn. I like Matchroom. I don't care as long as I get the fight, like the Davis-Haney fight. As long as I got the undisputed fight, I'm happy. I watched it. Cool, no problem. I don't care if it was on ESPN. I watched Canelo versus on the PBC for the undisputed. I'm quite bad with names. For the undisputed, he fought on PBC. I watched the fight. I don't give a fuck. I'm not there. Oh, he shouldn't be on there. My question to you is, Alexis, why do you support Yard versus Beterbiev? Off to you.
Because it'd be an easy payday for Beterbiev. An easy payday.
How is it a payday?
Excuse me, I'm speaking. It'd be an easy payday, a nice tune-up fight. You go introduce yourself out there in the UK. He becomes a bigger fighter. The fight then against Bivol or Ramirez would then become a bigger fight. This is what they call a fluid situation. All that's going on here is the building of a fight.
All right, so let me say. All right, now, Alexis. Now, hold on, wait, one at a time, fam. I'm the moderator. So let me moderate. He asked you a question. He asked you, why are you okay with Beterbiev versus Yard instead of shooting for Bivol straight away? And your answer is because it helps build the fight. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, now, Sawab, what is your?
Bro, I'm from London. They booked the O2. I guarantee you, it's not gonna sell more than 8,000 tickets.
But
Frank Warren just had a hold on, bro. Hold on, man. Frank Warren just had a show in Wembley Arena. Bro, he sold 2K tickets. The same thing. And don't forget, Beterbiev is old. He's 37. The best time to get Bivol right now is to fight him next. Otherwise, when the Canelo and GGG fight thing is over, when Canelo beats Triple G, he's going straight into the Bivol fight. Do you know that? And after that, his mandatory is gonna come. So Beterbiev what? So we have to wait for an undisputed fight until the end of next year when we can have it by the end of this year.
Okay, that's.
And you support that shit.
No. Sawab, you're done. Alexis, it's your turn.
So here's the thing. The way Bob Arum operates, right? The way he operates is that he has partnerships all over the world. He's not opposed to everybody eating on the table. If his friend, his boy, who brought him Tyson Fury, right, who they made money with together, who when Bob Arum got the ESPN deal, the first person he called was Frank Warren. Listen, Frank Warren, we can need off this. I'm gonna pay you for your shows in the UK, right? So that's the relationship. If his
wait, hold on. What relationship?
No,
He's bullshitting. What relationship? His fights are going on Sky Sports.
Sawab, you gotta let him finish making the point. Otherwise, ain't no point in doing this shit.
All right, cool.
If his boy wants to makes that fight and make some money off a yard fight in London, you do it. That's
okay,
it.
now, all right. So, Alexis, let me see if I understand the point you made. You're saying that it's all right for him to make Yard versus Beterbiev because of his network ties to Frank. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Sawab now. Sawab, what you got to say about that?
Bro, what relationship are you talking about? Sky, I think. Let me tell you this, yeah. Where's Top Rank's fights happening on? It's happening on Sky Sports, not on BT Sports. So if they have a relationship, why aren't his fights on BT Sports?
Sorry, where was the Tyson Fury Dillian White fight on?
It was on BT Sports. Okay, what about the rest of his fights? Why didn't the undisputed fight that happened on ESPN? If they had a good relationship, I think Taylor fight. Why a Taylor and Ramirez? Why didn't that fight happen on BT Sport? If they have a relationship.
Say that again.
Why didn't the Haney fight happen on BT Sport?
He asked if their relationship is. Look. Let me condense this.
Because it's two different things. He's mixing apples and oranges. Does Frank Warren have any interest in Taylor and Haney?
So why does Frank Warren? Okay, I get your point. It's because he has his fighter in there. I think Yard.
What I'm trying to tell you is this.
Look. 1 second. Frank Warren is an idiot. First of all, Frank Warren is an idiot for not letting him have a fight with Joshua Buatsi for $1 million. For $1 million or pounds that Eddie Hearn has offered him. Why? Just so he can wait till the end of. It's been over a year since almost is gonna. Whenever this fight happens next in October, it's gonna be over a year, almost a year that I think Yard didn't fight. What chance does he have? Even though, bro, this fight is not a big fight. You still didn't answer my question. Why are you rooting for that fight when you know the Bivol fight is much bigger and this is the right time? Otherwise, next year he's not gonna get Bivol and the undisputed fight will not happen. By the time Beterbiev, if he's hoping to get Bivol, he's going to be 39 or 40. And that's going to be way too late for him.
We're basically coming from two different perspectives. You're coming from a negative one. I'm coming from a positive one. That's it. It's as simple as that. In my years of watching boxing, I know how it is that things get built. You can't tell me that Beterbiev is not going to be a bigger name for having appeared in the UK and beating Yardy. It's not really going to.
It's already a big fight. It's already a big fight.
All right, Alexis, can I make this point? I want to make this point, Alexis, because this is. If you could mute your mic for a second, because it's really loud and crunchy. Basically, the issue that I see Sawab has is the window to do the fight between Beterbiev and Bivol is this year. Otherwise, next year, we don't know what's going to happen. Because if they don't do the fight this year, when they have the chance to do it, Canelo's going to shoot for Bivol. And then the undisputed fight, that probably gets pushed maybe, I don't know, to the end of the year if it happens at all. Whereas you can do the fight now, this year, because the window is there. That's what I hear him saying.
That's what I am saying.
That's all negativity. It's all negativity.
How?
First of all, I don't believe, call me crazy, I don't believe Canelo's going to take the Bivol fight. Why would you take a Bivol fight when you can take what's his name? The Mexican guy there that everybody's clamoring for. Was an easy ass fight. Maybe he builds himself up through the PBC. You bring him over.
Benavides.
Canelo's the one with all the choices. This fantasy about whatever.
Bro, do you know? Let me tell you one thing. Yeah, Matchroom has said it before the Bivol fight. The Triple G fight was signed. It was contracted. That's why he has to fight Triple G now. That's the main reason. And otherwise, if that wasn't the case, he was gonna go for, I think, Bivol.
Okay.
So you can't use that as an excuse. And secondly, bro, you made it twice. So once you're saying it's a favor to, because of the relationship he has with Frank Warren, is a favor for him. But then you're saying it's a money fight as well. It's not a money. First of all, it's not a money fight. How much is he going to get paid?
Let me mediate a little bit. Because essentially what I'm hearing is the point of contention between the both of you seems to be very different. What he's arguing, or at least what I hear Sawab saying, which I can't lie that it's a valid question, is why should we wait for Beterbiev versus Bivol when we can see the fight sooner than later? And more importantly, Artur needs it sooner than later because he's not a young guy. He's 37. That's what I hear from Sawab. What I hear from Alexis is, okay, Frank and Bob, they have a relationship. They sometimes borrow fighters. Frank bought Bob, Tyson Fury. In turn, Bob is loaning out Artur to Frank. And that does appear to be the case, but that doesn't answer Sawab's question that we're boxing fans. You know what I mean? Like, that's them. Whereas from where we're sitting, what does that have to do with us and what we want to see? That's the point of contention. I see that y'all coming at this from very different places. Sawab, I see, he doesn't care about Bob and Frank or whatever relationship they have. That's what I'm hearing. Alexis, your turn.
We're talking about something that you don't have control over and I don't have control over, right? So I'm saying that I can see why this is happening. And again, and I'm going to be very, very clear about this. I pay $20 a freaking month for the zone. I don't even watch the thing except maybe 4 times a year. So I got no problem with Eddie Hearn. I got no problem with the zone. You understand?
Bro, how can you say that?
Sawab, you got to chill. Let him talk.
I've been seeing this over and over and over and over again. What I'm saying, again, Beterbiev, he's going to make a nice chunk of change for an easy fight, and he'll be better off for it. This guy, Bivol, is going to then have to deal with either Buatsi or whatever. He has many choices. Who cares what choices he has? He should really be talking. And the last time I checked, there was something about him having to fight Ramirez, right?
Yeah. Let me in the conversation, Alexis. Let me in the conversation. See, this is the thing. If we're saying that he's going to make this fantastic money for Anthony Yard, he'd make more money fighting Bivol.
And wouldn't he? Make even more money after fighting Yard.
That's if the Bivol fight is still there. We don't know if it's still going to be there.
We don't know. Then it is what it is.
But then you as a boxing fan, in other words, what I hear that sounds kind of simple, or at least the most simple thing that I hear.
That's my point. Exactly what I was going to say to him. Bro, are you a boxing fan or are you an ESPN fan? This is my thing. So don't say you're a boxing fan. Then just say, I will suck Bob Adams, whatever. Doesn't matter, whatever he do.
But why is that important to you is my question.
What's important to me?
What do you care? What kind of fan I am for what? What is it? Why is that?
No, it's because see the hypocrisy. No. Because you then that gives you one second, bro. 1 second. I'm telling you, innit? Bro, the hypocrisy is chill out, bro. Chill out. I'm telling you, bro. The hypocrisy is that means you got no right to call out any PBC fans, any Matchroom fans, any other people fans who just worship.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Bro, you shitted on Tank and Rolly's fight. And
my brother,
bro, that was a bigger fight than I think Beterbiev and Joe Smith's fight, wasn't it?
Say that again.
I said, didn't you shit on Tank and Rolly's fight?
No.
I'm sure you did.
No.
You said it was a joke fight.
Let me ask a question. All right, Alexis, are you now saying, because I heard what you said, and I know this to be a fact, because before I was even on YouTube like that, I saw a lot of Alexis's posts, and you would regularly call out PBC shows for the hypocrisy and the biases that they express towards the PBC. You did used to do that. So what I'm now hearing you say is the opposite of what you used to say. It's not. You are saying the opposite now. That you're okay.
That's what I'm saying. You used to gun blaze, bro, at the LDBC. And you used to hate people calling you the LDBC. You'd be like, bro, don't compare me to that shit.
Hold on. I remember when they used to elevate, because I was a part of those debates. I was in those conversations. And I remember that Alexis, not just Alexis, me too, that, they wanted to glorify Al Heyman as if he's this fucking wizard. And I'm like, bro, he's not doing anything that Top Rank wasn't doing. But we would see that, okay, there's these guys, they're very biased towards the PBC. And I'm still against the biases because I'm for the fight. I don't give a shit about, I don't care about the promoters. If the fight can happen on ESPN, then do it. If the fight can happen on DAZN, then do it. If it can happen on Showtime, then do it. I don't care, right? So if it's Beterbiev versus Bivol on ESPN, I give two fucks. I'm going to watch it. If it's on DAZN, I give two fucks. I'm going to watch it.
Eddie Hearn has said, I will send you Bivol. Make the fight happen.
Now, let me give you a scenario, Alexis. Eddie Hearn, he
Can
very
I
recently...
that Rolly Romero shit?
Okay, go ahead.
Because it's the same thing. First of all, I didn't pay for it, and I didn't talk about it. Because the best way to protest a fight for real is just not to pay for it. Why would I waste time talking about some fight that I don't even want to see? I didn't see the Canelo Alvarez Plant fight. Why didn't I see the Canelo Alvarez Plant fight? Because they didn't go through the proper channels. The proper channels being that Plant should have fought Benavidez for the right to face Canelo. Then it would have made it an interesting option for me.
Bro, here comes your hypocrisy. One second. Here comes your hypocrisy again. When it comes to Bivol, he should let Beterbiev fight Yard, and then he's gonna fight Bivol.
He doesn't have to let Beterbiev do anything. He's not in control of that. Why are you using words like let?
Bro, so how is Plant in control of that? Then how is that in control? You can make these same points you're making for them.
What I'm
the
saying
PBC can make it for their own people.
To build a fight again, and that's not
hypocrisy. Bro, it's already a big fight. We in boxing, we do not need another Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? I want to ask a question. All right, it's simple. Would you prefer to see Bivol versus Beterbiev this year or next year?
I prefer to see it whenever it comes out.
All right, Sawab, when would you prefer to see Beterbiev versus Bivol?
Next, because if it doesn't happen next, I don't think it will ever happen again.
Well, that's you.
Well, then that's you.
I don't think like that. I know the fight's going to happen. That's it.
When?
When it happens.
When is it going to happen? According to you got the boxing
Bivol
knowledge.
Takes care of Ramirez, right? If this guy takes care of Yard, I'm pretty sure it'll happen then. But if it doesn't happen, it'll happen. I don't really care. I don't stress myself over that.
All right, I'm going to say that. I want to say this. I want to say this because me and Alexis are at odds when it comes to this particular subject. No name calling, obviously. But see, this is how I look at it. Remember when Jarrett Hurd had those belts? And
let me say this thing, please. I'm getting the fight that I want to see.
You are, but most people aren't.
I don't give a fuck about most people.
I know, but I'm just telling you. I'm just telling. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's not as simple as saying, Alexis, you're trying to convince a Brit that Anthony Yard versus Beterbiev is a big fight.
No,
I
got a question for him.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Alexis, I got a question
No,
for you.
it's not.
I got a question. Alexis, are you gonna come to that fight? Are you gonna travel?
My son Osiris. But listen.
Are you gonna travel?
I'm trying to tell you is that I'm getting the fight that I want to see. It's not the Yard Beterbiev fight. What's the fight I want to see, Julius?
You want to see Bivol versus Ramirez.
How long have I been talking about that fight?
You've been talking about it a while. The problem is
Fine.
that fight done? Is that fight done? Wait a minute. Wait. Espera un momento. If Canelo is fighting Golovkin, right? We don't I'm not against Bivol versus Ramirez in the meantime. I'm not against that because it's in the meantime, right? You can't get Artur. You can't fight Canelo again. He's fighting Golovkin. So I'm not against Bivol versus Ramirez, but we don't know if that's next. Could be Buatsi. That's what they're talking about.
So
that's what they're talking about.
Then let it be Buatsi. So what?
But then you're not getting the fight that you wanted.
No, exactly. I am getting the fight. Oh, you mean between Buatsi and Ramirez?
Yeah, you said. Wait, one at a time. You said that you cool with the sequence because you're gonna get the fight that you want, and you said it's not Yard and Beterbiev, it's Ramirez Bivol, right? That much I understand.
Yes.
Now, what I'm saying is we don't know that, and I brought this to you before. That this is one thing I wonder about. All right, listen to me. This is one thing I wonder about.
Okay.
If you want to do Ramirez versus Bivol and you're Oscar, right? And I've actually wondered about their earnestness to do that fight because, okay, Oscar wants Ramirez to fight Bivol. Who's doing the show? Who's going to do the show? It's not a Golden Boy show. And if it's not a Golden Boy show, does he really want to do the fight? Or is this bullshit? Because I know Ramirez was offered the fight already. When there were no network politics, when there was no promotional politics, they offered him that fight in 2020. He said no, jumped into bed with Oscar. Oh, now you want the fight? Bro, you could have had it. When it wasn't no issues, you could have had it. I've asked you about this.
There was an issue. It was with nobody, right?
He didn't have a promoter.
Exactly.
It was easier to make.
But he had no bargaining position.
But he has one now?
Because he has no fights under his belt. He had nothing. Now he has Oscar to back him up. Yeah, it's a different thing.
What I'm asking you, Alexis, is in other words, and I'm not saying that you're going to be wrong. Only time can tell that story. My hang up with that fight.
All I'm saying.
My hang up with that fight is the reason I don't act like I know it's going to happen is because I'm wondering what is Oscar about to send one of the only guys he has, which is Zerto, who he put on the poster when they did the renewed deal with DAZN. Pay attention to who they marketed: Sinisi Estrada, Ryan Garcia, Jaime Munguia, and Zerto Ramirez. These are your flagship fighters that you put on the poster. Not even Alexis Rocha. You put Zerto on there. Are you going to send Zerto to Matchroom? Because I don't think you can afford that. Huh?
Is it on the zone?
It's on the zone, but who's doing the show, fam? Who's Ryan Garcia and Davis put on the zone, and the fight didn't happen.
Yo, can I ask you just a serious question, man? Really, really, and honestly and truly, brother. Because I really need to know. Because I don't really understand it. All I hear is this from hardcore fans is negativity, and pessimism, and negativity over and over again. I don't understand it.
Because I've seen a lot of fights down the vine, Alexis. Don't forget that in 2018, I said Anthony Joshua. I said it from the beginning. I've been saying it. Shh. I've been saying it from the beginning. Those two boys are never going to fight. That's why you see negativity. Because a lot of fights down the vine, Jermel Charlo and Jarrett Hurd, they're not going to fight. They're not going to fight. Gervonta Davis and Vasillo, they're not going to fight. Gervonta Davis, they're not going to fight. Tim Farmer, nope. Jezreel Corrales, Miguel Burchell, none of them. You won't fight none of them. You're interpreting that as negativity. I'm just telling you the truth.
So far, everything that basically was all one company.
I'm not saying that it wasn't, right? I'm not saying that it wasn't. All I'm saying is we're talking about Golden Boy. Now let's get off of PBC for a second. I said Ryan Garcia is not going to fight Davis-Haney. He will do anything but fight Davis-Haney. Different company, same pattern.
You know what the answer to that question that you just said is? The answer to that question would probably be that the fight being in the United States, it'll be Oscar who does the show.
I don't know that.
I think it will, because
we'll see.
Because the fight is going to be supported by the Mexican fan, and Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy has the Mexican ties.
All right, let me say this, Alexis, because once again, I'm not saying that it won't. You know, there's one way I see the fight happening. If the zone backs the fight and gives them what they need to do the fight, maybe they do the fight. Maybe. Golden Boy does the fight. But what I struggle with is I saw this already with Ryan and Devin. I saw this, that you got Matchroom, you got Golden Boy, Matchroom fighter, Golden Boy fighter. They fight on the same platform. One fighter is the mandatory for the other fighter. The fight did not happen. Now that's the same shit that I see here. Zerto says and I've told you this before. I don't believe Zerto, bro.
It's not the same thing.
You didn't want problems with nobody. That's why you left Top Rank, because you ain't trying to be in no big fights.
But can I just tell you this? It's not the same situation, because Davis-Haney at that point needed what's her name? Needed Hardy and
but the money was there, Alexis. You know that.
No.
The zone backed the fight,
but it's not just about money, right? Because Davis-Haney at that point had nothing that Ryan Garcia needed. I kept telling you that.
Listen. All right, now let me ask you a question.
Not even the belt.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Who did things work out for, Alexis? Devin or Ryan?
In the long run, Davis-Haney. But Ryan
Garcia. And the other point I want to make to you is, I know what you're saying, because I agree. I know what you're saying about his marquee value. You're not wrong. What I'm telling you is that DAZN backed the fight financially to pay for the fight. In other words, Ryan, you don't have to worry about your purse. You don't have to worry if there's money. The money is there. You just have to want the fight. And Ryan didn't want it. That's what I'm saying. That it ain't like you dealing with some crackerjack ass. They gonna hit you with an IOU after the fight. The money's there. DAZN backs the fight, not just Matchroom and Eddie. No, DAZN, the platform. They wanted that fight. You didn't want to do it.
But the dynamics weren't the same, because Davis-Haney had nothing Ryan Garcia needed. Not even the belt.
Listen, we could have made that. Listen, I'm going to say this. We could have made that exact same argument about, for example, Teofimo Lopez, that Teofimo didn't have anything that Ryan wanted or anything that Ryan needed. That doesn't change that you don't fucking want to fight anybody, bro. He doesn't want to fight anybody, bro.
I disagree. I don't think you go train with Joe Goosen and not be wanting to fight somebody.
Bro, he's just trying to get away from Eddie.
Dude, I don't think you go train for Joe Goosen. That's another. You guys killed this freaking Ryan Garcia.
Bro, he pulled up. Listen. Let me put it to you another. Let me put it to you another way. You pulled out on Jorge Linares so that Devin could end up fighting him. You pulled out on Jojo Diaz so that Devin could end up fighting him. You became the mandatory challenger for an alphabet title. Devin's alphabet. Wait, let me finish. So that Devin could become undisputed. And you are what? What are you? You're not even as good
action than Devin.
You can say that. I mean, you can say that, but what is that based on?
Based on his fan base. This is the other thing that people are not. I've always said this about Ryan Garcia.
So you're saying that you're interested in the Emmanuel to go. You're interested in the Javier Fortuna because he has fans?
I'm interested in seeing this kid bring new eyes to the sport.
And how's he doing that when he's not fighting and pulling out of fights?
I understand that Ryan Garcia is an anomaly in boxing. You are not his fan base. Nobody on this panel on his fan base. He doesn't need y'all.
Bro, he has 3 million. Hold on. He has 3 million Instagram followers, and now them, bro, just other than him, that doesn't mean jack shit. They're not gonna come and watch your fights. They're not gonna, bro. They're not gonna download.
You make an argument. Let me say this. When you make an argument that Ryan is bringing new eyes to boxing, I struggle with that with the amount of times he pulls out of fights. What new eyes is he bringing to boxing, pulling out of fights?
Well, let's see. Right? Let's see.
Bro, Jake Paul is bringing more eyes to the thing, to the flipping thing.
Jake Paul fights on a regular basis. Ryan doesn't.
I'm glad you.
Bro, he had more fights in the last 2 years than Ryan Garcia.
Brought up Jake Paul because that's who Ryan Garcia is.
So, right? So you're saying that
he's not a Jake Paul. He does not get paid like Jake Paul.
I'm gonna say this, Alexis. Right? Maybe you want to give him credit, or no, not credit. You want to cut him some slack, right? This is my perspective as a boxing fan. Just as a boxing fan that pays money to watch boxing, right? As a boxing fan, Ryan is everything that is wrong with boxing, along with Gervonta. I don't care about your personal problems. You're either doing the job or you're not doing the job. Let me talk. What is your job? To put on fights that I want to see so that you get my viewership and my money. That's your job. You don't do that. Devin does that. He fought the people you were supposed to fight, but for some reason, you give Devin a hard time, but you don't give Ryan a hard time for pulling out of those fights. You don't give him a hard time at all. Devin literally fights people that you were supposed to fight, and you trash Devin. Devin becomes undisputed, you trash Devin. But Ryan is supposed to... Why is Ryan supposed to get a pass again? What is he doing for me as a boxing fan? What fight are you in that I want to watch? All you can talk about is a fight that is not going to happen. You're fighting Fortuna, not Davis. You think I don't know what you're doing?
Name association, just the way Wilder was doing on Anthony Joshua's name.
That's literally what he was doing. Yeah, let's talk about AJ, so you can fight Ortiz for a second time. AJ, so you can fight fucking Brazil on Showtime. Ryan is doing that. That's what Ryan is doing. So when I hear you say this, I'm like, it doesn't make, like, I'm a boxing fan first. I'm not a fucking reporter. I'm a boxing fan first. I just talk about my perspective as a boxing fan. And my perspective as a fucking boxing fan is Ryan is a giant waste of time. I wouldn't bat an eyelash if Javier knocks his ass out. In fact, I hope he does.
So, you know, what I remember clearly, right, is how much you killed the Canelo versus, what's his name? Canelo versus Chavez Jr. fight.
Yeah.
Remember how much it was killed? Everybody killed that fight. Oh, this fight sucks. It's not. I didn't pay for that fight. I knew it sucked. But the shit sold over 1 million. Or did it sold 1 million, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because of the casual fan. At some point, you got to understand that there's two different people watching. And the hardcore fan, unfortunately...
Ryan Garcia is not Canelo.
The hardcore fan, unfortunately...
Ryan Garcia is not Canelo. He has not... at the age of 23... Canelo fought Mayweather. He fought.
Let him make his point. Let him make his point.
A broader point. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, from a promoter's point of view, the hardcore fan is always going to show up, and they're always not going to. They're not the who they're catering to, and they don't care. You don't know you're going to show up anyway. It is the casual fan that makes the big difference. That's it.
Alexis, at the end of the day,
the casual fan, the hardcore fan, I'm just me, bro. I'm just me. I'm just one consumer, and I can only speak for myself. If people agree with me, great. If they don't, they don't. But I'm one person. I consume a lot of boxing. So what I have to say is that when I think about what you're saying, Davis-Haney's undisputed trip to Australia got more eyes and more attention than any fight Ryan has been in. So who's good for casual boxing fans? over 1 million people watched him on the biggest sports network in the country. Was anybody buzzing about Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel to go?
I think they were buzzing just about him.
Nobody was buzzing, Alexis. You know that.
Not the go fight, but they buzzed about the Campbell fight.
But that was over a year. Alexis, go back to the point that you made. Go back to the point that you made. That the benefit of a Ryan Garcia, who you described as an anomaly, is that he will bring different eyes to the sport. Well, he can't do that with shit show fights like the to-go fight. You can't do that pulling out of fights with Jorge Linares. You can't do that pulling out of fights with Jojo Diaz. And then this is what kills me about Ryan. You pull out of the fight because you broke a nail. You know, you're mentally whatever, right? So you could jump on Twitter and talk shit to the people that are fighting. Why would I defend this guy? As a boxing fan, what is there to defend? What are you doing? Teofimo fought Loma. Devin went to Australia and fought George. All right? What the fuck are you doing?
Bro, it's just clear. Alexis, just whoever he gets a hard on for, no matter what, you get back. I'm not saying that. I'm saying metaphorically. Metaphorically.
I'm just saying that the points. I'm just saying that the points you're making.
I'm a fan of. I'm not.
I'm just saying that the points you're making. The points you're making in reference to Ryan's career and I guess what the virtue of him is. Look, I'm a boxing fan just as much as you are, bro. I can't stand the fucking kid because I'm a boxing fan. I don't hate him. You know, go make YouTube videos like I do. You know, like go do. Me and Jake Paul go to Walmart. Me and Jake Paul try out this new because as far as boxing and satisfying that group and that parameter in that realm, you suck.
I think you're more of a boxing fan than I am.
Maybe. Because I can't see the benefit of a Ryan Garcia in this sport. There is no benefit. You're not Oscar, Papa. Oscar was talented and he was a fucking animal. Say what you want about fishnets, cocaine, hookers, and strip. Say what you want. That man was a fighter. You're not that. You're not that. You're worse than Gervonta. At least Gervonta fought fucking Pedraza, bro. You fucking fought Luke Campbell. You were ready to do a movie. We're going to defend this guy? That's the point I'm making. I cannot sit here as a consumer of boxing and give a kid like Devin a hard time when he showed time. I'll do the fights. Give me the chance and I will do the fights that you want to see. You know, he doesn't want to fight Linares. I'll fight him. He doesn't want to fight Jojo Diaz. I'll fight him. This kid would never go to Australia, let alone without his daddy by his side. He probably gets on the plane with a teddy bear. I'll go without my father. But I'm going to give him a hard time because Ryan has Instagram followers.
Listen, Alexis, all I have to say, bro, I got nothing personal with you, but it's just when I see the hypocrisy of certain people, bro, just say, it's my opinion. It might not be for that popular, but it's my opinion. I understand. But then you get no rights of attacking other people or chatting shit about other people. This is my main reason, bro. I don't like hypocrites. Bro, I just told you earlier on, you were having a go at the LDBC lot previously about their Wilder fanboys and all. And you have been saying, and I don't turn back on them on whatever you have said. Have you not belittled the PBC and the LDBC for their thoughts?
For their level of fighters. Because they try to say that these guys are elite and they're not.
Okay, so a yard fight is elite.
I said it was a tuna.
Okay.
I mean, Joe Smith Jr. was a tune-up, though, bro.
Exactly.
You saw the fight. It lasted 2 rounds. I don't even think Artur got hit.
Exactly. It's kind of a good way.
So he already had a tune-up. Why does he need another tune-up?
38-year-old body, right?
I'm gonna say this in reference to Beterbiev versus Bivol. This is my thing. I've seen enough fights that needed to happen that never happened. Like there were a lot of great fights that Ray Mercer You know, that you know, like I would have loved the Ray Mercer versus Mike Tyson, even though Mike was I would have loved that. We know we never got Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis. We never fucking got it, bro. We never got it. You know, unfortunately, Paul Williams, he was supposed to fight Canelo Alvarez, but the accident happened. I believe that's what stifled that fight. And I can go on like this in this sport about fights that have died on the vine because there's actually more of them than people realize. So when I see a 37-year-old light heavyweight, right, who is injury prone, because that's why he's had such sparse activity over the years, that yeah, he hits hard, he's great, yada, yada, yada. This guy's injury prone. You know, he's supposed to fight Meng Fang Long, breaks a fucking rib. Next thing, he catches COVID. This guy's got problems, all right? So if you have a window to do this fight, me as a boxing fan, no, yeah, I want it now because I know it could get fucked up and then we don't get the fight. And then it's just, oh, it's on to the next one. I want to see this fight. And what you're telling me is, from your perspective, you don't mind if it doesn't happen this year. That's what you're telling me.
Bro, Alexis, if he give an inch of respect to Eddie Hearn, bro, that the people would think respect you in a certain. Look what he's doing, bro. Canelo versus Triple G, one big fight. Usyk versus Joshua in the flipping Middle East.
I've never put
100 million.
Eddie Hearn for the fights he's made.
Bro, in the last live or the previous live, you said something that, at the end of when it comes to it, people are going to say that Eddie Hearn is the best promoter again, la, 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 la. But no, it's
No.
Bro, you said something like that. Am I wrong now? You're going back on your words.
That's smart. Right? And then I pointed out that he gave Devin-Haney supposedly over $12 million over the last however many fights that he's had, and then he didn't get the big one. Right?
Why didn't he get a bid on it? Why? It's because of Bob Arum.
Yeah, you got it. No, it's not because of Bob Arum. First off, it's not. You're giving Bob too much credit. It's because of Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella.
I'm talking about the Loma fight.
Let me.
That's
the
yes, Loma fight. I'm talking about the Loma fight.
You are right about that. You are right about that. Bob didn't want Devin to fight Loma. He didn't.
That's why he took. And were you happy with that decision? That I think he got the franchise belt instead of. Did you, when that Teofimo Lopez fight happened with Loma, did he call that undisputed or what did he call that?
We can say, and I saw the video, so there is no debate when it comes to that. Bob literally said Devin is on the wrong side of the street. He said that. He did say that. So he wasn't for that fight. Let's not pretend that he was. Listen, he wasn't.
Can I just tell you this? And we talked about this before, right? Lomachenko was not even rated by the WBC at the time that they were having that tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they went down and had the WBC convention.
Yeah,
in the convention, they did whatever it had to do to, stroke the right egos and the right money.
Yeah, we talked about that Eddie didn't go to Cancun, and that was a mistake that he should have went because.
When it comes back, Lomachenko is fighting, skips to the front of the line and fights Luke Campbell.
I remember.
Right? So at that point, he was already franchised. Now, what did Loma have to face after that? The kid on the other, coming on his heels, knocking everybody out, calling him every 2 seconds. It's not like Lomachenko didn't fight Devin-Haney to fight some cream puff. So I don't even get it.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm not saying that. I don't have an issue with that fight. One second.
No, wait. Let me talk. What we're discussing isn't necessarily, is Loma wrong? Because I already said that if Devin would have got that fight personally, you would have lost it anyway. I don't think Loma ducked you. I've maintained that for about 4 years now. Loma wasn't ducking him because it wasn't about Loma and Devin. It was about Bob and Eddie. That's what it was about. Bob knew Eddie. Bob knew Eddie was trying to get Loma on the zone, and nah, fuck out of here. That's what that was about. It was like, if you think Loma ducked Devin, you're a fucking buffoon. What is he gonna duck him for? For what? Because, like, for what? What?
Oh, let me see. A undisputed fight between Bivol and Beterbiev would be fantastic, but neither is a big draw, and they are on opposite sides of the street. I don't think the fight will happen, unfortunately. Another negative Nancy. The fight will happen.
We don't know that. I mean, I don't.
Eddie,
I mean, you say
Eddie
that,
and Bob do business.
you say that, but there's no guarantees in boxing, bro. There's no guarantees.
You guys like Eddie Hearn a lot, but you have you heard what Eddie Hearn says about Bob Arum?
Good things, but that he's crazy.
He's crazy, and he says, but Bob will make the fight out of his mouth.
Okay.
Not lately.
Now, hold on. Now, out of Bob's mouth. All right, Alexis. If we're gonna go off of direct quotes, Bob Arum has been shitting on this fight since before it even got hot. Like I know because I did videos on it that he poo-pooed all over the fight. That Bivol was gonna go to RCC, a Russian promotional outfit that were willing to bankroll the fight, and he said Top Rank doesn't want this fight though. They don't like this fight. Not but a day later, Bob comes out. The headline is Bob Arum pours cold water over Bivol and Beterbiev. This is before Bivol beat Canelo. This is way before that. He's been poo-pooing on this fight. So if we're gonna go off of direct quotes, Bob is making it crystal clear he doesn't want to do the fight.
So by that concrete observation, where would you say that Bob stands on women's boxing?
I would say that it's not Bob that's paying for those fights. It's Todd Duboff and Carl Moretti. It's not Bob. You think Bob is the one secure? No, he's not. That's Todd Duboff and Carl Moretti doing that. Think he cares, bro?
The point is that the fights are getting made, right?
Only because Eddie Hearn is letting it make happen. Look, Alicia Baumgartner and Mayer. It's only happening because Eddie Hearn let, I think, Mayer go to ESPN. Otherwise, it wasn't going to happen the other way.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to send Mayer.
Say it again, Alexis.
And that changes what?
That's saying, all right. Let me put it to you.
That changes. The fight wouldn't have happened if Eddie Hearn didn't let it happen.
Bob said on video. Bob said on video in so many words, he's not sending Artur to the zone. He said that. So if your debate, if the point of contention is, would Bob at this point, we can't keep going back to Ramirez because that was 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Would Bob send Beterbiev home if they're willing to pay more for the fight? No, he's not. That's why he doesn't want to do a blind bid.
Well, we only have to go back to Kovalev, right? Did Kovalev go to fight Canelo on the zone?
He was already on the zone.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. All right. No, you're right. He sent him over. He did send him over.
All right, thank you.
Is he going to do that now?
He's not going to get in the way of a fighter making. That's why he has the history that he does, man. You know, it's not going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what. When he's on camera this year saying, "I'm not sending Artur to the zone," and he'd rather make a yard fight, I'm a consumer. Punto y aparte. I don't want to see the yard fight.
No,
the fuck would I want to see that fight for? What's the point? This guy's not on the level.
I'm sorry, I missed what you just said right now. What did you say?
I said when he wants to make the yard fight over the Bivol fight, I'm just a consumer. I don't want that. Whatever's whatever. I don't want that. Because I think where we get lost as fans, you know, when we really become immersed in the sport, we understand too much. When really it's simple. Are you making the fight that I want? No. You're making me wait for it and jeopardizing it in the process. I'm not going to be happy about that. Yard isn't on the level. You got knocked out by an old Kovalev. You got your head jabbed off by Lyndon Arthur.
With a body shot.
Domestic level guy, not world level guy, domestic level UK guy, all right? And you're putting this in front of Bivol, who's free right now. Your guy says he wants to fight. Bivol says he wants to fight. I'm a boxing fan. I am just a fucking boxing fan.
Honestly, I think that's what's happening there. Honestly, now that I'm, clear-headed, I remember that my thoughts around that subject of why would he do that? Because he expressly mentioned Ramirez, right? That he said, I think that Bivol should fight Ramirez.
He did say that. He did say that.
He should. I think that he's throwing a bone to his old friend Oscar.
And I'm gonna put it to you this way. You know why I think he wants Ramirez to do that fight? Because not only let me talk. He believes Ramirez will beat Bivol, and he sees more value in Beterbiev versus Ramirez than Beterbiev versus Bivol. Okay. That's what it is. And that's awesome. Maybe you're right, but guess what? That's not my problem. That is your money and you making money, which is why I'm so objective. That's what I'm known for. I don't care about any of that. I don't give a shit about you or the money you want to make. I care about I only care about at the end of the day. Maybe this is selfish. I'm a consumer. I only care about me. I don't care about you.
Another point, that Bob Arum is so smart. He gave Tyson Fury $100 million. How much did he make back from it? And 140 if you add the.
He didn't give Tyson Fury 140.
I don't know if he gave him $100 million. I just know
that was a contract. Didn't we hear that it was a?
No. All right. Let me champ this shit. I don't know that they ever made any money from literally. If you just do the paper trail, the things that were said, the gate receipts in unison with what purses Fury got, it looks like he got them in the red and kept them in the red because they overestimated what he's worth. That's what it looks like. All right. When Bruce Trempler says we lost money, I'm going to take that as we lost money. Okay. That's what I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to over dissect it. If you telling me that you paid him X and he brought you back Y and Y did not amount to X, okay, so he lost your money.
Bring IQ.
Let's dissect this.
Yeah, Frank.
So, I mean, are we talking about ducking? Because I don't think any dude's ducking. I mean, I think that's the first thing we got to get out of the way.
I don't think. Ducking is different from what we talking about in the sense.
Yeah,
I think Archer is afraid of no?
Yeah,
beat these guys up in the amateurs. I don't think. No, hell no, I don't think he's afraid. But that don't mean that Bob can't block the fight because it's better for his business to do the yard fight instead of the Bivol fight. When what I'm saying is, listen, at the end of the day, right?
As a boxing fan,
As a boxing fan, I understand what you're doing, but I'm just telling you, as a boxing fan, I don't.
We don't care about you making money in your platform. We don't care.
And I think we just need to establish that. It's like we're trying to argue over each other, but as we're all boxing fans.
Let Frank talk because he ain't say a lot. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, no, I was just listening, but it's like you just kind of we have to think as boxing fans, but also from their perspective. And the worst thing you can say about a fighter is he's ducking. So I just want to get that out of the way. Like nobody's saying any dude's ducking because I think Bud's ducking Spence, but that's my opinion. But
let me look and let me say this, right? And let me say this, right? Because that's a point of contention. I don't believe for a second Bud is ducking Spence, and I could raise several infallible points of contention. Nah, but this is not about Bud and Spence. This is about Artur and Dimitri. So let's stick to the subject. Artur's not ducking Dimitri.
Yeah, I don't think Bivol would duck anybody either. I don't. But
in the same breath, I don't believe Loma ducked Devin. That was Bob.
I agree with you on that.
Bob. That wasn't Loma or Devin. That was Bob. All right, with Artur and Dimitri, that's not Artur. That's Bob. Bob knows it's better for my business if you go over there and you beat the shit out of Yard, right? Because what I want is for the WBA to call this Mando so that he fight Ramirez and then he get beat by Ramirez. So when you come back, I could do the fight with him because he will get me more money than Bivol. And I'm like, listen, bro, I understand that because I'm smart enough to understand it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want Bivol and Beterbiev.
But that's what Alexis was saying. So I mean, I'm just agreeing with what he was saying.
All I'm saying, Alexis is iterating the game plan that Bob is laying out. And I understand the game plan. Like, I know what the game plan is. Right. All I'm saying is, as a consumer, Look, let me say this in a different way. Nobody say nothing. Let me say this in a different way. Bob knows on a long enough timeline, literally everybody loses, unless you're Floyd.
Okay.
But on a long enough timeline, literally most 95% of these guys lose. So all I got to do is wait him out. Because he ain't, he's good, but somebody will get him. And that's what Bob is waiting for. Now, that's the opposite of what a consumer like myself might want. I know that too. If you wait long enough, the guy's going to lose. So do it now while they're in their prime. Do it now while Artur is still strong and beating the shit out of people. Do it now before his legs go, because he's 37.
This is the same reason.
What people don't realize, yes, power is the last thing to go. You know what the first thing is? Your fucking legs. He's going to need those for Bivol. I want him to fight him when he's good, not when he's old and dinged up and he gets in a hard fight or something happens. It's boxing, bro. Strike while the iron is hot.
Bro, exactly. This is what I'm saying as well. This is why Eddie Hearn is good for the thing. More than Bob, Eddie Hearn is good for boxing. Because, bro, he makes a fucking fight happen. He lets the fight happen when they're meant to fucking happen. He was chasing Wilder. He was chasing the fucking Kambosos fight, even Loma fight. He's been chasing those big fights because he knows Eddie Hearn puts his fighters in there, bro. You're either going to win or you're fucking out. And I'll give you another chance.
To Sawab's point, right? What do I like about Eddie? And I've said this before. He doesn't match his fighters soft. I'm a boxing fan. I don't want to see soft matchmaking. I want to see good guys fight good guys. A lot of, there was an Olympian, a bronze medalist from the UK named Jeffries. He gave Eddie a lot of shit because Josh Kelly got the shit beat out of him by David Avanesian. So what do you propose, Jeffrey? That they coddle him and speak him bullshit?
Brother, Ring IQ. Can I just say something? Okay, one thing I haven't heard this in a long time is available dates. I used to go to Ring Talk. I don't know if you know, dude, Pedro Fernandez. Remember, HBO only had, these guys they got budgets. So there's only available dates. Remember, everybody was fighting for dates. Remember, and then ESPN, they got in trouble for selling those dates to the British dude. So, we kind of got to take these things into perspective. So Eddie, in his mindset, has to put on better fights because he has to, sell these fights. Whereas Bob, he used to have those ESPN Tuesday night fights or Friday night fights and could just put whoever on. It didn't matter. So just something,
Well, let me say
this. What's I meant to say? What was the point of saying that then? Well, Bob put shit fights on. I think Eddie put great fights on.
Let me sift.
There's only a certain amount of dates.
All right, now to the point. Now, Frank. This is what I want to dispel for you, right? This is not that era. It's not Frank and Bob fighting for dates anymore because they literally have competing platforms. But Eddie has plenty of dates, more than Bob. He doesn't need to worry about Bob when it comes to putting a fight on a date. All right. So dates, that doesn't even come into it. All right. What I like about Eddie is that he won't match his guy soft. Sink or swim, bro. Sink or swim.
Yeah, because but he has to put on better fights because he's on a pay.
So does Bob.
Yeah, but it's free. It's like PBC when they used to have the free dates. You could just put on whoever.
Let me put it to you another way.
WWE, remember?
It's not just Eddie. It's not just Eddie that, I got to put on good shows. No, Bob got to put on good shows. Why? You're competing with. You're competing with
to a lesser degree, though. Okay.
Listen, pay attention. Pay attention. Let me say this. Pay attention. Who's putting on the two biggest shows this year?
Canelo. I mean, just off the top of my head, that's what I think.
And who else? There's only one fight that's a worldwide fight. Well, there's only Canelo
Triple G.
Joshua Usyk.
I wouldn't. And I mean, who in America is really paying attention to that?
Bro, you don't have to. America's not the center of the universe.
No, I understand, but
it's not. I'm just telling you that if America don't care, right, the rest of the world cares. America don't have to care because this is not the 80s where America's the center of the universe. It's not.
No, true. I hear what you're saying, man. I agree.
So when you got Saudi Arabian investors, and I've brought this point up in the past, I'll say it again. Bob Wish, he had the relationship with them Saudis that Eddie has. When Bob wanted to make Crawford versus Pacquiao in 2020, who'd he go to? The Saudis. Did you get the money? No, you didn't. Did Eddie Hearn just get over $100 million for AJ and Usyk? Yes. From who? The Saudis.
Yeah, the zone's worldwide though.
Ruiz.
It's chess, not checkers. So dates. This is not the HBO era. This is not that era. It's not about dates anymore. It's right because these are all competing platforms that have their own dates. Fox has their own date. Showtime has their own dates. ESPN has their own dates.
Right.
Zone has their. It's not about that anymore. At the end of the day, Bob got to keep up with the Joneses because I might like Navarrete versus Pitufo Diaz. I thought that was one of the best fights of the year. Honest to God.
But Ring IQ, don't you think they still follow the same business model? Like, remember HBO wouldn't go against. But remember HBO wouldn't go against baseball. Remember there was that big thing they wouldn't go. Whoever their head director, he would never do fights in the playoffs.
Listen, it's like that for the American-based outfits, not the global ones. It's like that, like. In other words, what you're talking about still applies to a local network. This is the difference between selling nicks and dimes and selling weight. Yeah, you nickel and dimers, you got to worry about the MLB. I don't. I have a global platform where they don't give a fuck about the Mets and the Yankees and the Orioles and the Braves. They don't give a fuck about that shit in the UK, bro.
No, I hear you, but the fighters we're talking about are American fighters, so
not all of them.
Still talking about
not all of them. Joshua and Usyk ain't American.
But what's the biggest dates?
American. Canelo and Golovkin ain't American.
But what's the biggest dates in boxing? We all know the biggest dates. I know you know the biggest dates, and it's been that for about 20 years now.
Well, the biggest date in boxing right now, and I know you're going to bring up a Mexican holiday. It's over for that. It's been over for that since Joshua made.
When was the last biggest fight?
It's been over for that since Anthony Joshua made $85 million for a Ruiz rematch. Money talks. And what Americans don't like to do is they don't like to look at the money. Don't you realize that 85 million is Showtime's budget for boxing? AJ got that in one fight, my guy.
But that's what I'm saying. The fights we're talking about, they're going to be on those dates.
Which one?
Fighters we're talking about.
Canelo? And where does he fight again?
He fights May 5th or September 16th.
Where does he fight again?
Mexico. What do you mean?
On the zone. On the zone, bro. I'll make it. I'll tell it for you.
So we talking about Eddie Hearn then, ain't we?
Julius.
I'm just
saying. People are leaving.
We're talking about
what I'm trying to show you is that the biggest fights in boxing are happening on the zone and Matchroom. So Eddie don't have to keep up with Pitufo Diaz versus Emmanuel Navarrete.
I agree with you.
He's not. In other words, let me make it even more simple. He's not keeping up with them; they're keeping up with him.
Okay.
Well, it's not the other way. What fight? What? Tell me what $85 million fight is Top Rank doing? Which one?
Never
the biggest fight they put on this year was a $41 million fight, and it was supposed to be this big. Oh, it's $41 million. Oh my God. This fight is worth 2 times as much. He's not keeping up with them. They are keeping up.
What's the pay-per-view numbers for that? Can somebody tell me, please? On
Nobody
ESPN
knows.
That happened.
No, I know what I've been told.
Alexis?
I know what I've been told. That people in America didn't buy that shit.
All right, so
in the UK, do they even make that money back?
Okay, so here's the kick, right? First of all, one of the things that I've told you, as far as what Top Rank is doing, it's a whole lot different than what Eddie Hearn is doing.
Yeah, see, that's
their contract is different. It's totally different. They're not just promoters anymore. They're just content providers. That's why they use their ties all over globally. You keep telling me globally, but these people have just brought fights from Mexico. They're going to be in Belfast later on this year. They're going to be the UK, been already going to be twice this year. Breeders, whatever, because it's about the content. The other thing about growing the sport, right, is that if you heard, like about 5 years ago, the interview that Todd DeBoff did on the Steve Kim and Mario Lopez show, right?
Mm-hmm.
In which he detailed something that really stuck in my head, man. This guy said, we are no longer in the fighting, we're no longer going to be beholden to fighters. We're going to be beholden to events, right? And they just concentrated on content providing, right? So that's why they were able to let go of Crawford and all this other shit. The thing is that to that extent, what he wanted to do to grow the sport was attach it to the main sports. And if you watch the numbers of viewers that ESPN's telecasts are getting, they're very good.
Can I say this, Alexis? I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm reminding you that what you're talking about is still very small scale, and what Matchroom and DAZN are doing is very big scale. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No, you're not understanding why I said that. Frank brought up that back in the day, which is true for those that don't remember, which is really the HBO era, which was a great era, by the way. But back in the day, you know, you had to compete for dates because you were only going to fight on certain dates. And so much of boxing was centered around America. You know what I mean? Like, this is that era when, if you want to make money in boxing, you got to come to America. That has literally changed. It has, right? Ryota Murata is living proof. Now, yeah, is living proof. What George Kambosos just made in Australia, he's living proof, right? But in that era, things were more centered around an American audience because you had to come here to make money. And what I was telling Frank is that it's not like that anymore. It's over for that because you have three major platforms. You got your own dates. ESPN has their own dates.
And Jules, and why is it over for America? It's because Eddie Hearn coming in, bro. Big thing. The UK boxing is good.
Let me read these super chats because I got like 7. Alexis, living in the past. Arum is not trying to grow the sport. No sending fighters over. It's 2022. The metrics show Beterbiev's fight did not hit any trends, but he's bigger than Bivol, Alexis. That's from Drew. George says, PU, I mean Lions in the camp. Drew says, Jules, where is the Fury versus White pay-per-view numbers? Where is this ESPN megaphone? Where is the Saudi money? Aram talking about Jules and Alexis. All right, Drew had a lot to say. Ask Alexis, are any people wanting to but 25% of Top Rank right.
To buy.
Are any people trying to buy 25% of Top Rank like they want to buy 25% of Matchroom? Does Top Rank have the value of a public IPO? Matchroom over Top Rank. The next super chat is Jules. Why does Aram need all these game plans to make money? Did they lose that much money with Fury so these in-between fights can get them back in the black? Drew asks, Eddie is matching his guys like they're UFC fighters. Country says, Jules, let me on. Hold on, bro. We got enough panelists on here. It's hard to get a word in edgewise. All right, that's all the super chats. And the reason I said what I said, Alexis, is to take away the thing about the dates. That no, they're not competing for dates anymore because that's old era. New era, it's not all about, we got to do it on certain dates because of the MLB and the NBA. Fuck the MLB, because that don't mean shit in Australia and it don't mean shit in the UK. So who fucking cares? That only mattered way back when in the HBO era because more boxing was centered around an American audience. It's not like that anymore. George just made a multi-million-dollar payday in Australia, bro. Golovkin got buku dollars in Japan. Anthony Joshua's been getting stupid money in the UK. Don't give a shit about baseball over there.
Okay, but Jules, just something you said about that. Why did Joshua come to the US then?
Because the zone wanted that. All right. Anthony Joshua's debut in America. Well, you going to let me talk? Anthony Joshua's debut in America wasn't about him debuting in America to get this audience. It was about the zone debuting in America. So they bought in one of their biggest sellers.
Okay, so
that was Anthony Joshua.
And all the fighters we're talking about are Americans for the most part.
Josh Warrington is American?
You know what I mean? I'm saying
Usyk is American.
Wilder, Fury.
Golovkin is American.
Fury is American. Oh, he's not allowed in this country.
What American fighters are you talking about?
We talking about Bud Spence. Well,
Bud don't fight on the zone.
Okay, but Bivol came over here to fight. Like they're all coming here.
Bivol's fought in the UK too.
I know, but he didn't become a name till he came to the States. Like I mean, I hear what you're saying. I agree, but it still matters. It still matters.
All right, I think you, Frank, like many Americans, are overstating the role.
No, I hear what you're saying. No, I hear what you're saying, but I'm coming from the American.
Who did Bivol fight? Is he American?
No, but they fought in America.
So?
Okay. Let me say this. I think Frank is saying that Bivol became a name by fighting in America. I think it doesn't have to do that with that. It has to do with the fact that he fought Canelo.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's still in America. Then why not have it in Mexico? Why not have it in Russia?
Bro, it'll be bigger. Wherever it is, it's gonna be bigger.
Okay. All right. That's a good point, Rudy. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think going here for that fight maximize the profit of the fight.
Okay. Now, all right. Now, how do I combat that point? Very simple. Is this the only place you can get that kind of money?
No, but they still got to come here. Like you're dismissing that Joshua had to come here.
All right. So, all right. I'm gonna ask you a different question. You brought up Joshua.
Kambosos, you said Kambosos. He fought Haney. He's an American.
Okay, hold on. But where did the money come from?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know more than me.
Well, I could tell that. Well, I'm trying to tell you, but you're not.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I'm
trying to tell you.
No, I'm not. I don't claim to know everything. But I don't claim to know everything. That's why I'm talking.
I don't claim to know everything. I'm talking about George. I didn't claim to know everything. I'm talking about George.
Yeah. But
where did George get more money? In America or Australia?
Well, obviously he got it on Australia, right?
Okay. Where did Anthony Joshua get more money? In America or in Saudi Arabia?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, you're asking, yeah, but he's a name.
Let's not. This is an exercise so that I can show you what you're wrong about. Who was getting more money?
That's not what I'm arguing. You're just dismissing that they still had to come here, like at all roads lead to Rome.
Not really, because Anthony Joshua was making more money than Wilder before he came here.
Then why come here?
Because the zone was debuting in America.
Then why? Like, why? Why would you need that?
This was one of 7 markets they were debuting in.
Okay.
Who in America is making more money than Wilder since this place is so... I mean, than AJ. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. If America is as important as you say it is...
On 4th of July, we're arguing this, huh?
No, I'm just saying. It's a question.
Yes, I'm listening.
If the American market is as important as you say it is, then why isn't Joshua versus Usyk here?
That's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is saying that most of the fighters we're talking about are Americans, like all roads.
No, they're not. I just ran down a list for you, and you like, is AJ American?
No.
Is Canelo American?
No.
Is Golovkin American?
No.
Is Tyson Fury American?
No.
Is Usyk American?
No.
These are the top. Wait. Let me make another point. These are the top earning athletes in this sport. That's them. Nobody else in this sport makes more money than them. Now let's go down the American list of fighters. Does Spence make what Canelo makes?
Yeah, that's what I said. So no.
Does Gervonta make what Canelo makes?
Obviously not.
Does Terrence Crawford make what Canelo makes?
No, but Canelo's going to fight in America. They're all going to come here. Tyson Fury, Wilder was here in America.
All right.
And what did he do?
Yeah, because Wilder was the champion. He had to come here for that. It's his belt. Showtime footed the bill for the fight, so he had to come here.
But that's my point. It all comes back to
what fight was worth more money? Because you're saying that they have to come to America.
No. Eventually.
Eventually. Okay, so why is it all right? So after Joshua came to America, how many times did he come back?
That Joshua came to it? He just was for Ruiz, right?
That was it, right? Did he get more money in Saudi Arabia or America?
Obviously, Saudi Arabia. But what I'm saying...
But wait a minute, I thought you said he had to come back. I thought you said he has to come back. He didn't come back.
No, what I'm saying is they all come here, man.
Hold on.
Lomachenko, Golovkin, all these people.
I'm just gonna
Anyway, wait,
bro. You're gonna
maybe
get
this will
cool.
make a point.
1 second, bro.
Anyway, right?
I'm making a point.
The monster.
Bro, I'm making a
The
point.
monster made more money in Japan than he did in America.
But do you think he will come to the States?
Probably not.
I think he's gonna have to.
For who?
Well, his promotional
Paul Butler.
probably want him to come.
You're
to
gonna come back from Paul Butler?
Okay, he's big there.
Y'all gotta stop talking because I literally hear two people at the same time. All right,
I want to make a point.
Let me make the point. He knew he's not gonna come back to America to fight who? Paul Butler? Paul Butler's not American.
He'll probably fight Stephen Fulton. That'll be in America. I doubt
he'll fight Stephen Fulton. Oh, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna go to Showtime?
No, I'm just saying, it'd probably make the most money for him.
Based on what? Because Stephen Fulton makes a lot of money?
No, for Inu to sell to another market.
What market?
The American market.
They don't care about him.
All right, now once again, Stephen Fulton makes a lot of money. Who makes more money, Inoue or Fulton?
Well, obviously Inu. Yeah.
Then what? Then
baseless, bro. Baseless.
No, I don't know. I feel like you just throwing names out because I'm like,
no. I'm saying they all come to America. They all
listen, let me just ask this point, Julius. Give me 1 second. This is what you're saying. They all have to come to America. Inoue came to America, 2 fights, and went back to Japan. Anthony Joshua came to America, 1 fight, went back to the UK.
Yeah. And one person who stayed here, Julius, 1 second. Now I'm going to add to this point. The one person that stayed in America and fought was Tyson Fury, who came from London or wherever, from the UK. He went to America. Okay, how many fights? He had what? 5 fights? 4 fights? How much did they make for him?
Well, he made money. He made money.
How much?
He made money. Listen, he made money, but the American outfit lost money on him, and that's
what I'm saying. That's the question I was putting forward. How much did Tyson Fury make? About $80 million, $60 million. How much did Top Rank make back from those fights?
Ring IQ. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I just thought you were missing something.
Overstating the value. Okay. I'm telling you that this is not the 80s. This is not the HBO era, and you are quite literally overstating the value of the American market, where the average American fighter cannot crack 300,000 pay-per-view buys.
Alexis and Frank, you guys just need to admit that Daddy Eddie Hearn.
It's not even listen, let me put it another way. It's not just an Eddie Hearn thing, Over there, what's this guy? Akihiko Honda. He's just as much a legendary promoter as Bob Arum, but Americans really are self-centered. The average American boxing fan, they don't even know about. They don't know that Mike Tyson. A lot of people know Mike Tyson fought Buster Douglas. A lot of people don't know it was in Tokyo. They don't know that. So when I say to the American fight fan, Americans really do think they're more important than what they are. There's more money. There's way more money out there.
Right. But that's what I'm agreeing with. Like, that's the thing you're not understanding. The biggest pay-per-views is America versus Conor McGregor, Ireland, America versus
talking about the Mayweather era, which is over 6-7 years ago. You're still in the Mayweather era.
No. I'm saying it takes 2. It takes another country, Manny Pacquiao, Conor McGregor, Lennox Lewis.
Anymore. I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't work anymore. Fury and Wilder's second fight.
There you go, Fielder Wari. See,
let me talk. They lost money on that, bro. They didn't make money. They lost money.
See, he wasn't listening. I just made that point to him, and he did not listen at all. Fury made what, $80-60 million, and how much did Top Rank make back from him?
The guy from Top Rank named Bruce Trampler said we lost money on that. We didn't make money. We lost money. So where you're saying that the American market is this, no, it's not. He said even though the gate was 19 million at the gate and it sold 800,000 something pay-per-view buys, we still lost money because of piracy. So you're overstating the role of the American market. That's what I've been saying for like 3-4 years. Why do American fight fans think they're so important to this market when time and time again we're seeing it's these other markets?
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to get clear. If you're saying it just doesn't matter, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it still matters, and it seems like you're saying it don't matter. Yeah. Period. And point blank.
Let me say this: if you want to take over the world, you have to go to America because America is a piece of the puzzle.
Thank you.
But,
see,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But taking over America is not the same that taking over the world now. If you are big in America, doesn't mean you are big in anywhere else, and you can do well, very well, staging fights in other parts of the world, making great money, even more
than Americans.
Yeah.
Okay, so then why did Josh Taylor come here?
Okay,
there we go. I got another one. Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor. Okay, you all right? Let me put it in. Let me try to make this simple. Just because you stopped in America does not mean that you had to.
So why did Josh Taylor? He could have made more over there then.
Because Jose Ramirez had the other belts. Where was he gonna go? Jose Ramirez had the other belts. Where was he gonna go? Middle of a pandemic, travel issues.
No, see, you're not understanding. I agree with you, but I'm just saying it takes the two. But that's what
you're not understanding is you're saying you have to come to America to make money. Ryota Murata was making more money than both.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you want to maximize.
Can I finish my sentence?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't need maximize what, bro? Ryota Murata got more money in Japan than he made in America.
Then why did Josh Taylor come here?
Because Jose Ramirez had the other belts.
But if he made so much, why wouldn't Jose Ramirez go over there?
I didn't say Josh Taylor.
Why did KD Taylor come here? I'm saying all roads lead to Rome.
Question. You brought up Katie Taylor, right? One, Katie Taylor didn't come here. She literally lives here. You don't know that, so you think she came here. Do you know she lives in upstate New York? Did you know that?
Ricky Hatton came here, Katie Taylor.
But did you know that she lives in upstate
New York?
No,
but I'm showing you the progression in the history that they all come here.
All right, now let me ask you a question. Whose fans traveled? You brought up Ricky Hatton. Whose fans traveled for that?
They travel, yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Right, now, once again, whose fans filled up those arenas? Whose flag?
Ricky Hatton, I believe was.
And whose flag did you see at Madison Square Garden?
For what? Ricky Hatton.
Katie Taylor.
Yeah, it was huge. It was. But
Frank, let me play this for you. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Doesn't that show you that the money? The reason these fights have money attached to them is because of the fans that are willing to travel.
But that's what I'm saying. They come here. And you're hammering my own point is that all.
So she couldn't sell in the UK. She couldn't sell in the UK, where she's closer to her fans.
Yeah, he made himself.
She can't sell. Anthony Joshua couldn't sell out Wembley, even though he sold out Wembley.
Julius, the funny thing is,
yeah, America.
Let me put it this way.
I'm not saying they have to, but they did.
You just did.
Bro, in the UK, we got what, 66, 67 million people. In America, you got 300 plus million.
Then why would you come in at all?
Boxing is big. Bro, your average pay-per-view numbers is about 200K. From 300 fucking million, bro, you're only getting 200K. I think pay-per-view numbers.
Okay, but you never answered. Why would you come here at all then?
Why did
Golovkin Josh Taylor?
No, wait a minute. Why did
Golovkin Josh Taylor? Why would you come here then? Because that's kind of what you're saying.
Let me ask you the same thing. Let me ask you the same thing in reverse. Why did Golovkin go to Japan?
I have no idea. I don't know.
You don't know why he went to Japan?
No, I don't. I mean,
even
I
after
don't know everything.
Even after I told you why he went to Japan, you
tell me again, because Murata's people offered more money, right?
Bingo, because
Murata come here,
and he had a belt.
I know Murata came here
once. Where's most of his fights?
Okay, and again, they all come here. I think I made the point.
Okay.
Katie Taylor, Josh Taylor.
I don't understand what he's saying. Like, in other words, yes, Murata came here and he fought Rob Brandt. He lost the fight. He went right back to Japan. And you're saying that because he came here, this is where the money is when he was making money.
No, of course not. I'm just saying you still need it. It just seemed like you were downplaying it.
But need it for what? Before Anthony Joshua came to America, he was already making more money than every American boxer.
Then why come here? See, you haven't answered that.
I did answer it because DAZN was debuting in America and they wanted for him to headline the show. You are literally overstating the role of America. Americans do this all the time. They don't just do it with boxing. They do it with everything.
Frank, you just shot yourself in the foot. DAZN is launching in America, but they're calling a Brit to come and sell in America.
Exactly.
No, that just makes my point. It takes two. Like, that's what I'm saying. It takes two. I've been saying that from the beginning.
Because Anthony Joshua can't sell outside of America?
The point is, America don't have big thing. What's it called?
I'm not arguing. I'm not a patriot. I don't argue for America.
I'm going to try to put this as simple as possible, right? I'm going to try to put this as simple as possible. The American market is not important to boxing. That's how, because that's what I'm telling you. It's not important to boxing. How do I know? Homegrown American fighters based out of America do not generate more revenue in the sport than foreigners do in foreign countries. You're saying they got to come through America. This is not the fucking 80s. This is not the fucking 90s. No, you don't. Pulev,
they still do it then. That's what you haven't explained. If what you're saying is true, then they wouldn't do it.
You're saying that because they came here once or twice. You're trying to make it sound like they're based out of America. No, they're not. AJ came here once and then left. Murata came here once and then left. Inoue came here 2 times and then left. You're saying that just what? Because Inoue fought that Delapian guy in America. Oh, all the money's in America. They got to come to America. No, they don't. He could have fucking fought that guy in Japan. He makes more money in Japan.
Julius, where did Alexis go? I still had a few points.
I think he dropped off. But once again, Americans do this. And I talk about it all the time. Like, you could show Americans that there is more money in the foreign market, which should be common sense because America's not the fucking world. But that's where you get to the root of the problem. Americans think America is the world.
I never said that. I'm not saying
you didn't have to. If I tell you that Anthony Joshua got Showtime's annual budget for one fight in a foreign country, that should be a closed case. Like, bro, what y'all spend on boxing all year, he got that for one fight in Saudi Arabia. One fight. That should be it. Right? Like, that should show you, like, look, all the money ain't in America. In fact, most of the money ain't in America. That's why Bob went to the Saudis to try to do Crawford versus Pacquiao, but he couldn't get the fucking money. You ain't got the relationships. That's why, but that's another story. All the money ain't in America because this is not the 80s.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Go on, Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Okay. Look, we have Gervonta Davis. We have Errol Spence. Right now, those are based of America, talking about the USA, those are the 2 biggest pay-per-view sellers now. That is because they are from the USA? I don't think so. In my personal opinion, that has a lot to do with his promotional company and the fact that Floyd Mayweather put some of his stock on them in some way. And that's why they are selling more than all these other American fighters. But if you take the average basic USA fighters,
they don't sell.
They are not doing that well compared to other guys. They are foreigner and they're doing better numbers. So to Frank's point, it will make sense that every fighter coming here will sell more than in other places.
What I'm saying is simple. Just because Americans made just because foreign fighters made a pit stop in America, that doesn't mean much because they make pit stops in other countries too. Lomachenko fought in the UK. Fucking Anthony Joshua fought in Saudi Arabia. Golovkin fought in Japan. Canelo says he wants to fight in the UK. He's the biggest draw in America, but he still, I want to go to the UK. That's what he said. Just because they made a pit stop in America doesn't mean they got all their money here. Some of these guys were already getting money without America. Some of them are still getting money without America.
Bro, do you know Canelo will break the Wembley Stadium record if they let him? If he comes to, I think, the UK, he will break the Wembley Stadium record. He will have 100K people in there.
Like, it's not hard to understand that you can't make a point where you say, oh, well, you have to come to America. When Anthony Joshua was able to pay Charles Martin $7 million having not come to America. He paid that man $7 million. He was such a big draw. He could pay that dude more than Wilder was making at the time in America. All the money, believe it or not, is not here. I can tell you why. It's simple. The pay-per-views cost more here, so less people buy them. Thus, less money for the sport.
Hey, Jules, bro, I think why I like you so much, bro. You couldn't take the bullshit that Alexis was saying. You had to jump in between our debates. There were still so many questions that I had to ask him about the Davis-Haney, about flipping why you said Triple G fight and Canelo fight is not the biggest. And there's loads of other stuff. Why do you care if it's on Top Rank or on ESPN? Don't you just want to see the fights? And he just, there you go, without saying anything.
I had to raise that point. I did have to raise that point because the question wasn't being answered that, what difference does it make to a boxing fan where the fight happens so long as it happens? And the disconnect that at least me and Alexis have is he's willing to wait for Bivol versus Beterbiev. It sounds like he's willing to wait. And I'm saying, well, this guy's old. I don't know if we can afford to wait. He's 37. He's fucking old.
Me and you are negative, bro. We think negative. We're not thinking positive.
I think Alexis made good points. I mean, he was just talking the reality. I'm going to just be on his side. Not that I think you're wrong. I just think he had a lot of good points.
Such as? What's one of the points that he made that was a good one?
Well, I mean, Bivol Beterbiev is just not going to happen. Not until after. I mean, why? If you're Bivol, why would you risk the bag to face Beterbiev when you're waiting on Canelo? So it's just not going to happen. I mean,
Alexis didn't say that though.
Huh?
Alexis didn't say that.
Well, no, but I think that's the ultimate point.
He wants to make that fight bigger.
But I asked you. All right, one at a time, please. I asked you, what point did Alexis make that you felt was a good point?
He was just explaining why Beterbiev Bivol is not going to happen.
He didn't say it wasn't going to happen. He said it is going to happen.
Well, it's not going to happen right now, so it's not happening. I mean, we know it's not going to happen for about a year.
Frank, you're not listening.
All right, now, Frank, what I'm asking you is, would you rather see that fight in a year, or would you rather see it now?
But that's what I've been saying. Yes, I am on your side. I'm a hardcore, obviously. But I would have to say
But then how is telling me what benefits Bob? I don't care what benefits Bob.
Yeah, I agree. We gotta reality. We gotta live in reality, not what we want.
Nobody's getting away from reality. I'm addressing reality. You're blocking the fight.
No, but that's what Alexis was saying. Like, it's just not going to happen. Ultimately, I believe that's what he was trying to
Alexis was saying it is going to happen, and that's why he's patient.
Well, I'm talking about he's being conservative.
So you're saying that Alexis said it's not going to happen?
Ultimately, that's basically what he's saying. No, well, at least for a year, maybe a year and a half.
And as a boxing fan, you're saying that you're cool with that. You support that.
No. I just said as a boxing fan, I want Bud Spence. I want Tank Garcia. I want all these fights. But we know in reality that just not going to happen. And we know.
Okay, let me put it to you another way.
Yeah.
I already knew 4 or 5 years ago that we weren't going to get Bud versus Spence, if at all. I already knew that. That doesn't change that I wanted to see it.
Yeah, So, but we gotta just.
All right, now when we're talking about Beterbiev versus Bivol, I'm saying it could happen this year if you weren't blocking it. That's reality. We're not gonna get it because you're blocking it. So why
blocking it? Nobody's blocking
Bob is blocking it. You want me to pull up his quotes?
Who?
Bob's.
Well, I mean, he made De La Hoya Trinidad. He made.
I didn't ask about De La Hoya Trinidad though. Like, why are you changing the subject?
No. I'm saying if a fighter wants it to happen, he can make it happen.
Frank.
So you saying that Beterbiev doesn't want to make it happen?
He did say it. He did. I believe he did say it. I think he did let it slip, didn't he? It was they asked him. He was like undisputed, but Bivol, like he wants it. I believe he wants Bivol. Like, he's a fighter.
So then, how are you telling me that when a fighter wants to make it happen, but it's not going to happen? But Beterbiev still wants it if the fighter can make it happen if he wants it.
Because that's idealism versus reality.
That's not idealism. You just said that when the fighter wants it to happen, it happens, and you believe that Artur wants it to happen, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So then, does Artur want it to happen?
He probably does, yeah. But he hasn't.
You just say when the fighter wants it to happen, it happens.
Because if he he probably wants it to happen, but he has a manager.
See, this is why you're not making. All right, let me put it to you another way. Please, just chill.
Yeah, I said I wanted to happen. Let me be clear. I'm not trying to be one of these PDC groupies or weirdos.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my now once again. I'm trying to wrap my mind around what you said because you said you believe Artur wants it to happen. 2, when a fighter wants it to happen, it happens. 3, it's not happening. Then how could Artur want it to happen if it's not happening?
He has a team. He has a promoter. He has a manager. They could all say, you know what, Artur, we don't think it's the right time. It's the right fight. Fight yardage.
So then he doesn't want it to happen.
You don't know his heart. You don't know his mind. He could be.
I didn't say he did. I'm going over what you said. You claim to know his heart because you said he wants it to happen.
I said I believe. In my opinion, of course, they're fighters.
So he wants it to happen, and when fighters want a fight to happen, it happens, but it's not happening.
Frank, do you know? I'm sorry. I don't mean to. You sound like an imbecile, bro. You're not listening to anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. You sound like an imbecile.
Go ahead.
Bro, you don't make sense. You don't know what you're saying. You agree with Alexis. Alexis is saying he wants to wait for the fight, but you're saying that the fight is not going to happen. What are you trying to say?
The fight's not going to happen. I've been saying that. It's not going to happen anytime soon. If you're Bivol, no. What I'm saying is from the beginning, if you're Bivol, why would you take the fight now and you have a Canelo?
Why are you putting it on Bivol when Bivol never said he didn't want the fight?
No, but it's just common sense. If you're Bivol, why would you?
Common sense. You're paraphrasing. You just said you don't claim to know Artur's heart, and you told me I don't claim to know Artur's heart, but you know Bivol's heart.
No, just rational common sense. If you have a bag waiting Canelo, which is a big money fight, why would you take a less money fight and risk it versus Beterbiev?
Bivol say that.
For legacy.
No, it's not even that.
Legacy.
Right, let me simplify. You are blaming Bivol for something that Bob is doing. The only one who said anything against this fight is Bob, not Bivol. More importantly, you don't endanger the bag with Canelo by fighting Artur because you're not about to fight Canelo. Canelo's fighting Golovkin.
My
loss will taint that. A loss would taint. If he loses, it's a less of a fight.
Yeah, if he loses, but he's the one asking for the fight, and more importantly, he's the one who was asking for the fight before he beat Canelo.
Bro, I got nothing against Beterbiev because it's not in his hands. It's his.
But there you go again.
I'm not going ahead that thing. I'm going.
The bigger money fight is Bivol Canelo too, right? Like you just said it.
Yeah, but you're making it about Bivol blocking the fight when he's not the one blocking the fight.
No, we're using common sense and rationality.
No, you're paraphrasing. You're not talking about reality. You're not talking about things people actually said. You're paraphrasing and making things
we can say what we want. We can say.
I'm not saying what I want. I'm saying what Bob said.
It doesn't matter what Bob said. We know people say
what they want for Bob said when he's the one who's blocking the fight.
What do you mean he's blocking the fight? He's not blocking the fight.
You believe.
You
believe more important than what Bob said.
But that's what I'm asking you. If you're Bivol, okay? If you were Bivol,
I don't need to worry about if I'm Bivol when I know what Bob said.
What is it? Bivol and Bob, they don't work with each other.
Bob said, I'm not sending Artur to the zone. He poured cold water on the fight. He said, Bivol's boring. That's not really a good fight. That's what he said.
Which he should. That's his job.
So you're saying, so in other words, as a boxing fan, you claim to be a boxing fan.
Yes, I'm a boxing fan first.
No, you're not. No. You're not. I don't even First, listen, this has been one of the most infantile conversations I've ever had, because he told me he believes Artur wants the fight. Claiming to know what Artur wants, he says he believes Artur wants the fight.
He
then
would
he
take
says,
the
when
fight,
a fighter wants a fight, it happens. But this fight is not happening, which goes against your own logic, because you just said you believe Artur wants this fight.
He probably would take. Yeah, he would want the fight. Why wouldn't he?
Frank, you're killing people in the comment section. The people that are watching the show, you're killing them, bro. You're killing them with your logic. You sound like an imbecile.
Listen, that shit makes no fucking sense to no one.
How does it not make you? Okay, you didn't ask.
Just said, yo, dog. You just said Artur wants to fight, and when a fighter want to fight, the fight get made. But this fight ain't getting made. Then why are you telling me? Huh?
Wait,
because Bivol doesn't want to make the fight.
The fight ain't happening, right? Like we know the fight's not happening anytime soon, right? We know the fight's not happening anytime soon. So why is that? Wait,
because Bob is blocking it. Like I said,
Frank.
No, but if you're Bivol, okay, why would you take a lesser fight?
Why are you blaming Bivol for what Bob said?
I'm trying to explain. If you let me explain, I'm going to lay it out to you.
Bro, you making shit up. Bivol said the opposite of what you said. You know what Bivol said?
What does it matter what he says? He said, she said. Anybody can say anything.
Well, if it don't matter what he said, why would it matter what you say?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm explaining. If you...
No. You're not saying nothing. If you telling me that what Bivol said out his own mouth don't matter, how is what you say out of your mouth about Bivol?
Well, you know what he said. What did he say then?
He said, I would rather fight Artur than Canelo for a second time. That's what he said.
And
am I supposed to listen? You know him more than he knows himself?
Anybody can say anything. Bud and Sten's been talking.
How can you?
Didn't Ryan? Oh, I want Tank. So where's it at? That's what I'm saying. We can't take people.
But didn't you just say Artur wants to fight, and when the fighter wants to fight, a fight gets made?
I said I believe, in my opinion. I don't know for a fact. Just like you don't know.
Are your beliefs more important than what Bob Arum says?
What does it matter? Bob will say one thing.
What does it matter? We're not here to talk about what you believe.
Yesterday,
we're here to talk about what Bob said.
Wait, what about Mr. Yesterday I was lying, today I'm telling the truth? We're gonna take him at face value? Like you want to take Bob at face value now? So you believe Bob is gonna make the fight next? No, I don't believe nothing that comes out of his mouth. That's what I'm saying. We can't believe anything that comes out of anybody's mouth. I gotta believe
what comes out of your mouth.
No, I'm speculating. Okay, I'm speculating.
So
you're speculating.
All right, so I'm supposed to value your speculations over what Bivol actually said.
Well, if you listen to what I'm saying, then you can knock it or you can love it or hate it. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Just like you are.
Julius,
you're speculating.
Julius,
I'm not speculating. I know what Bob said. Where's the speculation?
And so you take Bob at face value, Mr. Yesterday I was lying, today I'm telling the truth.
So he's not making an Anthony Yard fight.
No, you're trying to say you take him at face value. Yes, you take everything Bob says.
I do. When he said that he's going to make Anthony Yard next months ago, because he didn't just now start saying that. He said that months ago, and I believed him. Like, yeah, they're not going to make the Bivol fight. They're going to do the Yard fight.
I'm not with the LDBC. Those dudes are
months later. Trash. All right, whatever. Months later, what fight is he making? Is he making Bivol versus Beterbiev or Beterbiev versus Yard? Which fight is he making?
He's making Yard. They already said it.
And didn't he say that months ago?
I don't know when he said it. You know more than me.
I do.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know everything.
Because I did videos on it.
I don't know everything. You act like I said I know everything.
Okay, then. So let me put it another way. Stop saying I don't claim to know everything. Neither did I. Nobody here did. I know what I'm talking about, though, which is not everything. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
I know that when Bob said, listen, one at a time. I know that when Bob said months ago that he was going to do the Yard fight, I believed him. Time has proven me right. Why? He is doing the Yard fight. I said he's not going to do the Bivol fight. He's not doing the Bivol fight. So, yes, I can take him at face value. What he said, yeah, I could take that at face value. I believed you weren't going to do the fight. And you said you weren't going to do the fight. So what is there to speculate about?
The speculation is what would Bivol. Why would you risk the bag? Like, you haven't let me speak on what I've been saying from the beginning. If you're Bivol, right, why would you face a dangerous Beterbiev for less money, risk your O, endanger the Canelo fight, and just wait for Canelo? Why would you do that?
Bro, if he gets beat by Beterbiev, yeah, he still has beaten Canelo. That Canelo's that he's taking.
But it's a lesser fight.
He's not gonna change.
This is
It's
a
not a
straw
lesser
man
fight.
argument. This is a straw man argument. There's no point in me asking about Bivol when he's not the obstruction. You want him to be the obstruction.
No, it's simple facts. If you're Bivol,
yes, you do, because Bivol didn't.
Who's the bigger money fight for Bivol?
Bivol didn't say what you're saying.
Okay, but who's between you and I?
Listen. Bivol didn't say none of this shit you saying came from Bivol.
Yeah,
I don't need to listen to this made up bullshit, which is not what he said.
But people say things all the time.
I'm not going to paraphrase for Bivol. That's what you're doing. You asked me, do I claim to know Artur's heart? No, but you claiming to know Bivol.
I didn't say I know. I'm saying if you're thinking rationally.
You speaking for him.
I'm not. I'm asking you, between you and I.
I'm not Bivol.
No, but that's what I'm
not Bivol.
But I'm asking you.
Once, bro, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I just want to summarize, and I want to go sleep because I need to be up in like 2-3 hours again for work. It was a lovely discussion. It's sad that me and Alexis couldn't go properly because Julius, as a proper boxing fan, he got so frustrated he couldn't take the BS Alexis was saying. So, and I didn't get a chance to chair. I think I had a lot more questions for him, but unfortunately he went off. So all I gotta say, Alexis, no hard feelings, bro. Just next time, don't talk shit about other people because they prefer someone like the PBC, the LDBC. You got no rights anymore. So keep your hypocrisy to yourself. Just love Bob Arum, suck his dick, whatever you want to do. I think you stay in America, where we as boxing fans, we want to go global, and Eddie Hearn is taking us global. That's all I had to say. Thank you very much, Julius, and everyone in the chat. Have a very good night and morning for me.
Okay, you get some sleep, bro. Back to the point. Why are you claiming that I cannot know Beterbiev's heart, but you claim to know Bivol's?
I never said that. You say you swear I'm saying I know his heart. Why would I say something ignorant like that?
Because you're the one paraphrasing for him.
No, I'm asking you. If we were Bivol,
you don't need to ask me.
Okay.
My name is not Dimitri Bivol.
Julius, can I say something?
Go ahead, Leo.
This is the point that everyone here is making. Frank is saying that for Bivol will make no sense to take the Beterbiev fight now and jeopardize the Canelo rematch.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He still could do it. He could risk all the money because this is his chance to be undisputed.
And he don't care. The bag is Canelo.
It's not a guarantee that he gets Canelo.
No. That is your opinion. I get it. It makes a more sense. It makes all the sense of the world that Bivol wait for Canelo to get his other payday, but he could go for Beterbiev for undisputed and risk that fight. Okay, but the point that Julius is making that's a point of contention. Okay, but his own promoter is killing the fight.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I agree, 1,000.
Okay, and I'm not gonna let this shit slide. What do you mean that Bob Arum is sitting on this fight and you, Frank, as you are saying, has his should? You should shit on that fight. Why? Why you should shit on that fight? Why should kill that fight? Why?
See, what I see is that Frank, like a lot of folks, they don't like to do research, but they like to talk. No, wait, let me talk. It's less crowded.
One more thing.
All right.
One more thing. Bob Arum is officially killing an undisputed light heavyweight fight.
Not the first time he's done that.
And Frank, you're okay with that?
Yeah, because he's a boxing fan.
I want the fight. Like y'all acting like I don't want the of course.
You don't. You just said like
come on, man. Why would I not? I just said I'm hardcore like you. That's why I'm here.
No,
that doesn't make sense.
How does it not make sense? How can I not want the fight but understand the reality?
Frank, you're saying that you're okay with Bob Arum.
No, why would I be? It's just like politics. I want free everything, but it's politics. We just have to. That's the political animal, right? We're humans. We have to play the game. It's playing the game.
It's simple. It's simple. All right. Once, all right. Just, everybody, you gotta chill. Just chill.
Okay.
Simple. I've been watching this longer than Frank. Clearly, this whole situation, because it's not new. This has been going on before Canelo fought Bivol, before he got beat. This has been going on. Now, a lot of Americans, I notice, they like to talk about things without researching them first, which is why I know Bob is the obstruction. It's simple. It's Bob. Now, I've always known that Bob was going to block the fight. I've made video after video saying he's not going to do the fight. So as far as the reality, I knew the reality before Frank did, because Frank is just now realizing that Bob never wanted to make this fight. This has been going on since last year. Literally since last year. Bob don't want to do that fight. Well,
so, Jules.
I as a consumer, okay. Once again, I as a consumer.
But, right? Jules, that's what I'm saying. So, who do we blame? We know. Would you say Arthur wants to fight?
Bob.
But would you say Arthur wants to fight?
I don't claim to know what Artur wants.
No, but would you say, like, we could say
what Artur? Listen, stop paraphrasing. I don't do shit like you do shit. You're illogical. I'm not. Okay. You are illogical. I am not. I know what I heard Artur say. He said he wants to fight, right?
Okay, then. So then,
am I going to talk? It's your show. Let me know. Is it your show?
No, it's your show. All right, I'm here with you.
So do I got to ask you for permission to finish?
Nah, man, you ain't got to.
Okay, then. So let me finish my sentence. Artur said he wants to fight, but Artur don't make his own fights. Bob makes his own. Bob makes Artur's fights. I know that. That's now. You want to talk common sense? That's common sense. Artur, you don't make your own fights. He does that. All right. He pays for your fights. All right. And what he is saying, your boss that pays you, he doesn't want to do the Bivol fight. That's what he said. And he didn't wait till Bivol beat Canelo to say that. He said that before Bivol beat Canelo. Believe it or not, the fight was easier to make then because Bivol wouldn't have costed you as much money. Now that he beat Canelo, he's worth more. And you don't want to give him that. That's one problem. The other problem, since he's worth more money and more people know him than they know your fighter has to cross the street. You don't want to do that neither. You said that. I'm not sending Artur to the zone. Said that. There's nothing to speculate. I've known what the situation was for months.
Hey, Jules.
I'm not going to send Artur to the zone. It won't happen. And right now.
So it's not going to happen. It's just what I said.
I said that before you. That doesn't mean I don't want it.
I'm not arguing, but I mean, we're arguing the same thing from different points.
So when I blame Bob and I say, well, I've already knew the fight wasn't going to happen. I knew that. The reason is Bob. And when I blame Bob, don't start talking to me about Bivol. I already know who's blocking the fight. It's Bob. It been Bob. It's not Bivol. Bivol said he wants to fight. Even Artur said he wants to fight. Who said they don't want to fight? Bob.
I agree. I didn't say it wasn't, but I still said what I said. So,
which has nothing to do with reality because nobody said what you said.
I'm saying if you're Bivol, why would you risk the bag?
And you presenting me with a hypothetical scenario that does not address the reality of the situation.
No, the reality is what I said is not going to happen at least for a year. We know it's not going to happen for at least a year.
Well, I said that before you did.
Then why are you arguing about it happening or not happening? What are these guys arguing about then?
Did you know that Bob has been shitting on that fight since late last year? Did you know that?
What he should do, that's his job to protect his fighter.
And you support him. Oh, so he's
no. Why? Why do you keep putting words in my mouth?
Now you saying he's protecting Artur?
But yeah, that's his job.
Protecting him from what?
From what?
Bivol could easily beat him.
Oh, so you're saying that Bob is essentially ducking? I mean, it sounds like what you're saying is he's ducking.
If he's preventing the fight, like you say, yeah, I would. Yeah, he's ducking. I would.
But you just said earlier today that fighters don't duck.
Well, you just said Arthur wants to fight.
No, if I rewind this, when you first jumped on,
yeah, I want you to.
I will, and I'm gonna make a soundbite about it about how
please do, yeah.
People on YouTube and people around here that like to talk boxing, they don't make sense.
Come on, man, don't do me like that.
Fam, you doing it to yourself. I'm not doing
All
it.
right,
You
man.
doing it.
Look, I need to come back, man. This is going live around here. You mind if I come back? I like your points. That's why I'm here.
Okay, bro. I'm gonna go to sleep and try to wrap my mind around.
You rewatch it and listen to what I'm saying.
No. Okay.
I don't disagree with you. Like you act like I'm saying you're wrong and I'm right. I never said none of that.
I don't know, dog.
Okay.
Go ahead, Leo. Take it away.
What is happening here, for me, is very simple.
This dude understands what I'm saying.
Alex, no. This is the point. Alex is a shield, and Frank, you are a shield of the PBC Bob Arum.
No, I'm not. I'm not a shill of none of these nonsense.
You just said he understands you. Now he don't understand you?
No. I'm saying I'm not a shill of LD. I seen the LDB bullshitters.
No,
Dante, I'm not with that.
I
BS.
didn't mention them, bro, and he didn't either.
I'm a hardcore boxing fan like you, bro. I'm just trying to get it straight that I'm not with that BS. Like I'm not trying to PBC fanboy and any of that.
A hardcore boxing fan will advocate for the biggest fights. Now,
yeah, that's me. That's what I do.
Are you doing that because you are saying that it's okay that Bob Arum killed that?
I never said it's okay. I understand.
You literally just did.
Wait, what did Chris Rock say? He said, "I don't like that OJ did it, but I understand why." Like you can understand something but not agree with it.
Yeah, but when I blame Bob, you blame Bivol.
No, I'm saying if you're Bivol, why risk the bag? Why?
Bro, why are you presenting that scenario when you're acknowledging that Bob is the one blocking the fight?
Man, we just have to part two this, homie.
That's sad. Like you acknowledge that Bob is blocking the fight, but then you want to come up with a hypothetical scenario. Why are we talking about Bivol? Like, bro, Bivol ain't the one blocking the fight.
It takes two.
What does that mean, fam?
Man, I gotta run though. Man, I'd like to get back on this with you.
All right, dog. You do that, bro. All right, I'll catch you on the flip side, bro. All right, Frank. That was Frank, everybody. Me, I'm old. My head hurts. I'm going to bed. Leo, ya tú sabes, manín.
Nos vemos, Julius.
Dios mío, man, qué conversación.
Ya.